Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and I'm wearing a dangerous jersey today. But you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling crazy because today's the last live day. My last live show before I do my bachelor party, which I'm super stoked about. We will be doing a live show on Friday. Well, at least Jeremy Chuggs will be. I'm going to be zooming in from Cancun on my bachelor party. So hopefully y'all enjoy everything we got on tap for today because it kind of feels like football's back a little bit. Antonio Pierce spoke to the media, and I don't know about y'all, I was starting to get worried where AP was. He was like 20, 25 minutes late. Really wasn't that long of a overall press conference, and I'll kind of give some of my feedback. I have about 9, 10 notes that I thought were really important, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents on some of the things that AP said. We're also going to be breaking down a lot of rumors today from ESPN. So ESPN put out an interesting article about a 53-man roster projection. I'm going to tell you who they have ended up cutting and which of those players is the most surprising to me. One of the other things that we're going to do is very interesting report from Paul Gutierrez that I want to be able to take a deep dive on top of everything else that we're going to be talking about today, because today's a jam-packed show. With Emmanuel Ogbah signing earlier today with the Miami Dolphins, it was probably at like 8 a.m.-ish, somewhere around that time, Eastern time. That made me think like, all right, AP, all right, Telesco, are we going to be inviting any NFL free agents in for, an invite for a tryout at Raiders training camp? So what I figured I would do today is give an updated, my top 6 players that I would want the Silver and Black to bring in, at least for an invite for training camp. Then one of the other things that we're going to look at is there's another 2 players that I want to talk about. This is all going down today in this segment and then in this segment here. And then we're going to round this thing out with a Week 18 Madden Simulation against the Los Angeles Chargers. I'll tell you where the Raiders rank right now in terms of the playoff picture for our Madden season. I will say this. It is win or you're done. The chances of the Raiders getting in are not very high because currently they're sitting at an 8-8 record in our Madden season. But if they lose, 0% chance you're getting into the playoffs. If they win, I think that there might be a chance. I might have to go and crunch a little bit of numbers. I sent some to Chuggs. So just stay tuned for all that kind of good stuff. I want to have a good time today. Yesterday, I'm not going to lie, David's on, Adoree Jackson, Noah Santana, Mount Raider more in general, John Scheffler. I mean, y'all absolutely kicked my butt. And sometimes, that shit's going to happen. But today, I want to have some fun. We're going to do like we usually do here, where if somebody bangs 5 times, it's going to turn into Raiders Friday happy hour. I know this. I'm excited, realistically, to just talk a little Raiders ball today. It's cool that the veterans are getting ready to report. I actually think that their flight might be in the air as we speak right now, getting ready to go from Henderson to over to Costa Mesa. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I've had a few people tell me, and I'm not pronouncing it right. Costa Mesa, or is it Costa Mesa? If it's Costa Mesa, type 1. If it's Costa Mesa, type 2. I can remember the first time I went to San Diego, and I was like, La Jolla Beach. I'm like, what is La Jolla Beach? It's La Jolla.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know. Again, and people that watch this show a lot know that my pronunciation is horrific.
They're saying 1.
Costa Mesa. Right? Because now I forget.
Were you saying Costa Mesa?
Maybe I was. What is it? Costa Mesa? Costa Mesa? Y for yes? Yeah. Okay. Hey, see, this is what I need. I need you guys to help me out. I'm not from the West Coast. I'm from the East Coast. So one of the things that we're going to look at today is some of the top free agents out there still, because the Raiders got $34.1 million in salary cap. And this has been something that we talked about in May after the draft, something we talked about post-June 1st. Hell, it's been something that we just continuously talk about on this show. But before we get into some of these top free agents, before I give you all a shout-out on some of the free agents that I'm looking for here for the Silver and Black,
One of your top ones already left.
Who?
One of your top free agents already off the market.
Emmanuel Ogbah. Absolutely just heartbreaking, man. I was hoping the Raiders could get him.
You were sad.
I was sad.
Well, you can't have Ogbah, but you can have Gametime.
If anybody wants some Raiders tickets, man, shout out to our sponsor, Gametime. $20 off with code CHATSPORTS. And download the Gametime app. You can get last-minute tickets. Lowest price is going to be guaranteed. I got tickets for the Home Run Derby. I trusted Gametime last year when I got my fiance's dad some tickets.
It's right down there.
Yep.
$20 off, Chat Sports for your first purchase.
Obviously, terms apply. Terms apply. Code Chat Sports. That link's going to be available to y'all down in the comments and in the description of today's show. Robert Jansen, my pronunciation skills are a messa. That's actually hilarious. Well, also sometimes what can be a messa is my financial situation. That's not my fault. I love Alex to death, and I'm sure a lot of people out there. Chuck's expensive, dude. Having a dog's expensive. I can't wait to have kids. They're expensive too.
So, funny story, real story. Which,
yeah.
I mean, helps out Mitch, helps out, the people in the nation, and
facts.
You'll probably relate to this. Mitch, with one of our former sponsors, I'm not going to say who, but it's a meal delivery service, accidentally doubled up without even realizing ordering his subscriptions. And you know what? He should have checked before he got those orders in.
I'm also proud to say that I had at one point 22 of those meals in my fridge, and I ate them all. I was coming home. I was eating like 3 a night. I was trying to be healthy, and I wasn't even healthy anymore.
Never again, though.
Never again.
Rocket Money.
Stop wasting money like I did. Go to rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders. I'm telling you what, they're going to help you save a lot of money. I mean, people are busy. I'm sure y'all are busy. Chuggs and I are busy, and sometimes you just forget. Also, again, my fiance, she's the queen of signing up for a free trial, and then it's like 3 months later, I'm like, why am I just getting charged by all this random shit?
Alex, right now, all I heard was that he called me a queen.
Yeah, she knows it. She knows it. All right, let's get back here to some of these free agents that y'all want the Raiders to potentially look at. I imagine we're going to see Stephon Gilmore's name down there. I imagine you're probably going to see Xavien Howard, but could you potentially look at, because one of the names that we're going to talk about today is a name that I haven't mentioned really at all because it doesn't make sense to me, but Vic Tafur to Sean Reed, they linked a certain free agent that if the Raiders signed him, I'm not going to lie, I'd be pretty shocked. So we'll talk about all that coming up today. One Shot 89, shout out to you, man. One Shot was showing me love in the chat when I was waiting for the AP presser. I'll tell you what, sometimes you look at that chat before like AP talks or any of these Raiders guys talk, it's a cesspool in there, man. I hope this season that the nation can just unite. I follow a lot of other teams just from being here at Chat Sports. I don't know if I've seen another team fight amongst each other more than Raiders fans. Raider fans are just going at it. Can we just ELE, everybody love everybody? Let's just love the Raiders, man.
Interesting comment in there from Alejandro.
Yeah.
He said, no fans allowed for sure. Was there yesterday and this morning. Tons of security on golf carts, and every single fence is taped up with black tarp. Yeah, it's. I know a lot of people were looking forward to being able to go out there. Now, some people still told me like they're going to go. I don't know how much coverage you're going to be able to get now for Jeremy and I. They're just tailgating in the parking lots.
I mean, that's a Raider thing to do. Chuggs and I are going to go to the open practice. It is going to be on August 14th. So if anybody's going out to that one, we'll be there with David Zahn. We'll be there with Taino Raiders. So be on the lookout for us. It'll be fun. It'll be a cool time to just hang out. We're going to be, hanging out with the nation. We'll be making some videos, all that kind of good stuff. Evil Mitch got to witness the national anthem there.
The worst national anthem.
It might have been the worst national anthem. I mean, it's definitely the worst national anthem I've ever heard live. It's not close. There's probably been some other ones that aren't popping up into my head right now. But to me, it was more of just kind of a slap in the face. Don't get me wrong. I'm somebody that loves to have a good time. We're definitely not afraid to have a drink or two on this show. But you know what? I mean, I can't imagine getting ready to sing the national anthem in front of millions of people on TV, in front of a stadium jam-packed, and you're too drunk to sing the national anthem. I mean, that's...
At least she got the words right.
I don't even know if she did. Like, she was so offbeat. She was so off tune. And I always said it to you. It reminds me of when somebody during Thursday Night Football is like, Mitch, Chuggs, I want you guys to sing this song. And we're like, I don't know how this goes, but here are the words. And that's what it was like. It was like somebody who's never heard the song before. If anybody wants to get some questions going, I want to talk a little Raiders today. That's what we're here to do after all. Use hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat to get those questions, comments flowing in right now. I want to answer some Raiders questions, and we're going to get into that very first segment on today's show. So please, let's get them going. Next thing that I need to know, this will be the last question that I ask. What's the best place to go for a bachelor's trip? Best place to go. I feel like a lot of people are going to say Vegas, but for a Raiders fan, is Vegas the best place to go? You went to Vegas.
I went to Vegas.
You had a hell of a time.
Oh, it was jam-packed. I saw the last ever Pac-12 championship game between Oregon and Washington.
See, that's a great weekend to go.
I saw also it was college football like championship weekend that whole weekend. So we were like went to like the Caesars Sportsbook.
I remember that.
We were betting on a ton of games there. We had some fun. We went to some different places around Vegas.
Sure.
I went and saw Adam Sandler was there doing a stand-up comedy tour.
Okay.
He was there. That was fun. There was a lot of we ate. Oh, I ate at a couple of like Keith Lee's like spots that he recommended in Vegas. There's this breakfast sandwich. I keep on telling you.
Dude, you keep talking about it. Yep.
Dude, I went. That was the first thing I did whenever I landed. I hadn't eaten that day. We stopped at a dispensary.
Sure.
Then we went to the breakfast place.
Yeah.
That sandwich rocked my world. It was
really that good. That good.
It was delicious.
I Heart Barbecue says Montreal, Cabo. Rebel Montana says Oakland. Hey man, I love Oakland, but I'm not going to Oakland for a bachelor party.
Hey, bachelor party, boys. Where are we going? Oaktown.
I mean, that's like I was talking to Wasted the other day about this, and he was like, talking about like for me growing up when I used to go to the city, going to like Mets games, all that kind of stuff. The one city, and then I went to college in New Jersey, and again, I used to work for the Jets when I was an intern, and you have to once in a while go through Newark or you hit that airport. Like I feel like Oakland on the West Coast is like the East Coast is like Newark. Both places. I wouldn't go to Newark for a bachelor party, but Pennsylvania from King Shop, that's where all my buddies in the groom's parties that I've been in, that's where they've gone. We're going to Mexico, so I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good time, and I'll be back next Tuesday, so the next time you guys will actually see me live on this show will be Tuesday. If anything crazy happens, we are going to take some mics and stuff like that to the bachelor trip with us, and then I'll be zooming in on Friday here with my guy Jeremy Chuggs.
Are y'all doing any excursions or anything, or?
I don't know yet. I might try to get a few things. Once you get there, they have like all the things that you could potentially do, sign up for.
Yeah.
I might do that.
Swim with the dolphins?
So I had to get my tattoo touched up, and they were like, you can't get in salt water for a long period of time. So if I have to go snorkel, I got to do it with my hand up in the air. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe bad timing on my part.
You're going to the beach and you can't go in the water?
You can go in the water. It's just you're not supposed to have it submerged. Salt water. I'll be all right. I bought waterproof Band-Aids. We should be fine. All right, let's get some questions going in here, Chuggs. And I see some from Serb. I see some from a few different people. Somebody asked Mitch, where are you going to be chilling before the open practice? I actually don't know exactly where I'm going to be yet. Chuggs and I haven't even bought our flight. But if you guys tell me where to go, we'll pull up.
I want to show you. There's a former Raider who owns a dispensary, the only black-owned dispensary in Las Vegas, and he has a whole wall of Raider stuff.
Oh yeah, let's go.
He was the running back before Bo Jackson.
I mean, send me the deets. I'm down to go. I mean, we're literally flying in Wednesday. We're going to meet up with Zahn, and we're going to meet up with Taino, and then we're going to practice, and then after we're going to that dinner. It's going to be a good time. Yep. Jonathan, I thought Chuggs was family. Why isn't he going? Chuggs has got to be able to hold it down here. If I take Chuggs to my bachelor party, then if any breaking Raiders news happens, then that means somebody besides me or Jeremy is going to be talking about it up here. And the amount of times I've done videos in the past where it's not Jeremy and I, and all the comments are, who the F is this guy? This guy's not a Raider. Then it was like, you know what? We're not even gonna deal with that one. So Chuggs is going to be hanging back here. That way, we can provide content if we do need to be able to provide it. Rebel said take Zahn. I'd be worried to take Zahn. I'm not going to lie to you. Zahn is he's a wild one. There's no doubt. Well, there is wild one, and then there's David Zahn. Let's go to Noah Santana. As a Raider fan, AP is our coach, and please, if you want to get featured up here like Noah, you got to use hashtag Raiders like he did here, and a question doesn't matter where, or you can super chat to skip the line. We'll do like 10 minutes of questions here, and then I want to get into that first segment. AP is our coach, too. He's bringing the true Raider way back. That includes togetherness, intelligence, and brotherhood. We find that here at the Raiders Report, no doubt. No, I appreciate that, man. I know, like I said, sometimes Raider fans, man, I really, really hope this year, and I think it's just because of all the frustration that this team has had, built up for 20-plus years, everything going on with McDaniels, it's kind of put fans up against each other, and I'm going to try to do a better job this year of just doing uniting Raider Nation all together where we're going to be speaking positive. I'm still going to ask difficult questions like who should start at quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, because to me, that's what I like to do. That's what I like to do with my friends and family. I think anybody that tunes into this show knows that, but I really think that we're going to do the right things, and I think when you look at a guy like AP, when he steps up into that podium, people listen. And that's a big, big thing that just kind of filters down to all your players. When McDaniels talked, nobody really listened. And, every single team in the NFL is talented. Even if you're a team that had no wins, to get to the NFL, you got to be unbelievable. And I do think for some of these teams, like the Raiders that might not have that star quarterback, can you win in the trenches is obviously always going to be important. But then, do you have each other's back? Are you a well-disciplined team? And AP showed you last season where 2 games out of the 9 that he was the interim head coach, the Raiders didn't commit a penalty. You got to go all the way back to 1970, where there's 7 teams since 1970 that they had 2 games in a season where they didn't commit a single penalty. And this is the Raiders we're talking about. You know what I mean? A team that's been penalized a lot. So AP's already showing you that, I'm going to be able to step in here. I'm going to be able to get the job done, and I'm really excited to see what he does. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Some more #Raiders questions. Get them in.
Also, I found out, I remembered who it was. Frank Hawkins.
Okay.
Is the running back who owns it.
Frank Hawkins?
Yeah.
All right, well, Frank, I don't know if anybody knows Frank Hawkins. I want to be able to check this place out. Well, you want to try to go on the 14th?
Yeah, maybe.
We could try? All right. Hey, Frank Hawkins, you can hit me up at Mitchell Renz 365. I'd love to be able to do something. Let's go to Serb. What's the difference between a well-dressed man and a unicycle and a poorly dressed man on a bicycle? Attire. I'm not going to lie. I was like, where are we going with this one, Serb? Serb, are you going to be there on the 14th? You're somebody I definitely want to meet. Because I feel like if I sat down with Serb for an entire night, this is how he would communicate. Only dad jokes. Let's go to Jansen. What's up, Jansen? What did Agba sign for, and does that make us look dumb as the other free agents we needed signing for the $1, 5th, 7th elsewhere? I would say for the Raiders, they wanted to be able to see what they had at training camp before they really started to bring in some guys. And I still think that there's that other element, too, of Telesco wants to do right by his dudes with all these other players that we could potentially give an extension to. Malcolm Koonce, Robert Spillane, Nate Hobbs, Trevon Merrick, Marcus Epps. I mean, I've said those 5 names I don't even know how many times this offseason. I will admit that I wanted Agba because I thought that he fit well with our defensive line, his connections with Christian Wilkins, Adam Butler, John Jenkins, Rob Leonard, our defensive line coach. I mean, it really would have helped in having that extra depth behind Tyree Wilson because there is a pretty big gap between Wilson and Janarius Robinson. I do think Agba would have been better. Well, though, one player now that I'll admit, and we'll talk about him a little bit today, is Yannick Ngakoue, where Ngakoue and Agba went down to Miami to try out. They signed Agba, though I'm curious to see what the medical reports look like on Ngakoue. Let's go to John. What's up, John? Since Marvin Lewis has the title of assistant head coach, do you think he would be interim in case Pierce can't coach for some reason? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you could see it go like that. To me, the person that I would promote is Patrick Graham. Because if I'm the Raiders and for whatever reason, I don't even want this to happen because AP's not going anywhere. To me, for this to happen, it would be something medical, and I would never wish that on anybody. But I would promote Patrick Graham because I do think that if the Raiders defense has the season that everybody watching this show thinks right now, I have very high expectations for this Raiders defense. Let me know down below, scale from 1 to 10. What's your confidence level in this Raiders defense? 1, you're not confident at all. 10, you're very confident. Like me, I'm a 9 or a 10, right? I've been somebody that says that I believe this could be the best defense in the NFL, and if that happens, based off of how good Patrick Graham has done the past few seasons, that would be the guy that I'd be worried that we lose next season. And if this happens, then, yeah, I'm going to promote the best coach that I think we have is Patrick Graham, and then I would make Rob Leonard, our defensive line coach. I would make him the DC. Rob Leonard. That's what I would do. We got 250 people here watching. If you haven't already, make sure you guys click that like button, and if anybody wants to get in a chance to win a little bit of money today, we're going to do a 50-50 raffle, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365 for a chance to get in and win. My dad won yesterday. He won
for the first time.
He won $460. So my dad watches I'm going to say 90% of our live shows, I call him on my way home every single day. I walk to work and I walk home from work. I called him and I go, hey, like, what's happening? And he's like, well, I see I didn't win the duck race. And I'm like on the phone with him. I'm like, is he like effing with me right now? He's like, nah, my phone died. And the first thing I did was I checked my Venmo once I like got my phone back up. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I checked Venmo. I didn't win the duck race. I'm like, refresh it. And he literally refreshes it, and he's like, oh, shit, I did win. So then he went back and he watched it, and I told him, I was like, Dad, you got to dye your hair green. Because do you remember somebody yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Who was the person yesterday? I don't remember. They were like, he's got to dye his hair green. He's got to rock a mohawk. I mean, if my dad did that, that would be nuts. Can you imagine Richie with a green mohawk? The answer is no.
No.
The answer is no. Wait, you got to go back.
Oh.
I don't think I answered that one. Did I? I don't think so. Yeah, who are some rookies that can really get starting positions from training camp? We'll start with just, going through everyone. Brock Bowers is going to be a starter, whether that's going to be at wide receiver, tight end. He's going to get work. He's going to be our Swiss Army knife in a sense. Going to be doing some interesting things there. I'll say Jackson Powers-Johnson. We're going to talk about him a little bit today because there's a very interesting report around him that we have to discuss, but I think he's going to be the starting left guard. Then you got Delmar Glaze, DJ Glaze. He's going to be battling for that backup spot. Decamerion Richardson's going to be battling for more of a special team spot. Eichenberg, I don't really see it. Laube, I don't really see it. Devonshire, I don't really see it. To me, the only players that I think are legitimately going to start this season that are rookies are going to be JPJ, Brock Bowers. If an injury were to happen to Divine Diablo or something like that, maybe Tommy Eichenberg steps in. If an injury to a Marcus Epps, maybe you see Trey Taylor potentially step in, though I think they like Isaiah Polamayo a little bit more. I would say that those are the two rookies that I'd keep an eye on that could potentially be starters this year. But really good question, RN for L420. Get a pick. How excited are you for Raiders football? Scale it from 1 to 100. It's got to be 100.
I want 270 100s in the chat. I want to see so many 100s. I want to see
hundreds.
100. I want to see the emoji of 100. I want to see
1,000.
1,000. I want to see all of them in the chat right now.
Let's get it going. You want to shout out here on the Raiders Report? I want to see who's rocking with us today, who's excited, who's here to have a good time. Jake Serb, Jaime Alexander, or Jermaine Alexander, that's on me. Philip B. the Silver Driller, Edgar Gonzalez, what's up, man? Wad Campo, Cassidy Gates, good to see you. King Shab, always rocking with us. Martin, my brother. K-Rock, what's up? Andre Raider, much love to all the nation tuning in. Yoda Jenkins, I got Rebel Montana, Jaime Alvarado, Ben. Really, I am fired up for this upcoming season. To me, the last time I think I was this excited for a Raiders year, it's probably when we traded for Devontae that first year of McDaniels, and everyone was like really, really hoping because we had a playoff caliber team. We just had Josh McDaniels, unfortunately, as the head coach. But like to me, like that's how excited I am for this season.
Cassidy Gates said she watched movie 43 last night.
And?
Crazy.
Movie 43 it's an unbelievable movie. It's almost too good to be true at times. Like, when you watch that movie, you're like, what on earth am I looking at right now? What on earth? All right, I see Mike Van Leuven. You, sir, are in for a chance to win some money today. If you want to get in, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365 is how you end up doing it. Jonathan, I see you, man. Eric M., I see you down below. Blue. Literally, his name is Blue F.U.
You're my boy.
You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy, Blue.
Last one.
We got 300 people here in the building. I want to see some likes down below. Coming up here on today's show, we are going to be getting into some Raiders rumors, some NFL news that y'all need to see. I think we should get Stephon Gilmore because you know what happened with the whole Xavien Howard stuff, so no one on Xavien Howard. I'll say this. The Xavien Howard situation was definitely a weird one, and I do think that because of that little extra drama, I agree with you, Juan, where a few months ago, probably even March, April, May, maybe even the beginning of June, I forget when exactly the whole Xavien Howard thing happened. I was team Xavien number one. He's got the connections with our special teams coaches, not special teams, with our DB coach. He's got a lot of relationships with Patrick Graham, some of these defensive players that we brought in this season, and then now with Stephon Gilmore, both Gilmore and Xavien Howard can be great players. I do think that Gilmore is a better player, probably going to cost you a little bit more money. But if you're the Raiders with $34.1 million and you're not really penny pinching and you can go get the best guy, I would do Stephon. Wow, pause. I would go out and get Stephon Gilmore because to me, if you go get Gilmore, I do think it locks you in as the best defense in the NFL. And if you're somebody that believes in that you need to have a defense to win the Super Bowl, or with this Raiders offense, the only way that we're going to have an opportunity to be great, to make the playoffs, Stephon Gilmore gives us the best defense in the league. Like Gilmore, Jack Jones, Nate Hobbs, Marcus Epps, Trevon Merrick, Tyree Wilson, Malcolm Kuntz, Christian Wilkins, Max Crosby. Like, then you go Sprinkin Adam Butler, John Jenkins. I mean, that's a little Divine Diablo, little Robert Spillane action in there. I mean, that's a hell of a defense. I don't care who you are. You can hate the Raiders all you want. That's one of the best defenses in the NFL in my book. All right, coming up here live on the show right now, let's talk here about some rumors from ESPN. We'll get into some training camp news. We'll also look at some of the notes that Antonio Pierce had to say today if you didn't get to see his live press conference, because I'm sure a lot of y'all were just like me, like, is this thing going to start at some point today? We'll also talk about some of the top free agents that I would want the Raiders to bring in and some of the other players that have been linked to the Silver and Black this offseason. Does that sound good to you, Chuggs?
I actually think it sounds great.
Well, if it sounds great from Chuggs, then we're definitely ready to rock and roll.
More than good.
What is your season record guess for this season? My prediction was 9-8 for the Raiders this year. Now, if they can play, like if their quarterback play, right, and I say 9-8 based on like Gardner and Aiden being like QBs in the 25-ish quarterbacks in the NFL range. If a guy like Gardner, if a guy like Aiden can take that next step and they can be average. Like legitimately, if you told me right now, Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, whoever's going to be the starting QB, if they could be average and a QB that's like the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th best QB in the NFL, then I would say we win 10 to 11 games. Like, that's how confident I am in our defense.
Also, last thing before we start the first segment.
Yeah?
Martin finally got his jersey.
No shit, Martin. You did. I got to see the pic then.
Yeah, he sent me a pic. I think it was on.
I will say this, Martin. You're the first person we've ever sent anything overseas to my knowledge. Oh, dude, that's sick. Put that on the show. Send that to yourself. That's a good one. Martin finally got it. Smart UK. That's what's up. I mean, I'm going to say we sent that probably, 6 weeks ago? 8 weeks ago? We sent that a while ago.
Dude, yeah, I don't know.
Also, the address, Martin, is the craziest address I've ever seen. I'm so used to, obviously, American addresses or whatever. I can remember when I lived in Germany, they were pretty crazy. I still remember the street that I lived on, Kostner Strasse. In Cologne.
It looked like something out of like, I don't know, like a...
It looked like it was from Harry Potter.
Yes.
It really did. It looked like if Harry Potter were to be like, all right, I need you to open up this book to section 47B, row... It looked like seats to a Raiders game. Seats 11 and 12, section 139.
Right. While I get that picture,
row here and there.
We did get another quick super chat.
Jermaine Alexander. Thanks for getting my name right, Mitch. I'll promise you this, Jermaine. I can't always guarantee that it's going to happen. First time super chat. All right, man. This is Jermaine's first super chat here on this show. I want every single person spamming Raiders down below, and if you're able to do this with me, on the count of 3, we're going to yell Raiders as loud as we can. Jermaine, you ready? Chuggs, you can do your thing. 3, 2, 1. Raiders! Fire me up, Jermaine. Fire me up one time, Jermaine. I'm telling you, man. Every time AP takes that podium, I want him to scream Raiders. Like, I want him every time he steps up to the podium. If he did it, I think people would lose their mind. I'm on board, dude. I got Martin Michael. Dude, this is sick. Also, that's a very clean picture. I mean, that's better lighting than Tom has in Cincy. You know what I mean? Like, Martin looking good. Can I get some 67s down below? Probably you're going to spam 69, knowing you, Martin. Smart UK finally got his Raiders jersey. It looks good, dude.
Got the Raiders hat, too?
Got the Raiders hat.
Dude, I love the little smirk. It's not a smile. He's got a little side smirk.
That looks like at any moment he could just teabag you with some Earl Grey. You know, like underneath the table, he's got a big old plate of fish and chips. There's no doubt.
Massive.
I mean, it probably smells like bean toast. Is probably how I would imagine. What's up, Martin? King Shab, Andre Rader, all showing love to our man overseas. Bonjour to Martin. All right, y'all, let's get into the rumors here today. We're going to talk about some free agents to target for the Raiders, training camp news, a lot of stuff from AP. We're going to talk about a very interesting report from Paul Gutierrez. Lots and lots of stuff to uncover. And reminder again at the very end of today's show, $20 Venmo to get in for a chance to win some money. Right now, the only two people that are in is Charles G. and Mike Van Leuven. So here's what I'm going to do. Because, hey, why not? Let's F around. Let's find out here a little bit. Every person, I've never done this before, so we'll see how it goes. Every person that gets in the duck race while I'm doing this segment here, so as long as we're talking about this segment, I'm going to give you an extra entry. Every person that gets in, I'm going to give you an extra entry. What do you think? Good luck to you. Hopefully somebody wins some big-time money here. Coming up, let's get into the Raiders rumors and NFL news from today that you need to know. Lots to talk about today here on the Raiders Report. I'm Mitchell Renz, and we're going to be breaking down some of the training camp news and notes that I think that the nation needs to know. Antonio Pierce spoke to the media today. We'll kind of go through all the things that he said that I felt were really important. There's also a report circulating around from Paul Gutierrez that Cody Whitehair, might end up starting over Jackson Powers-Johnson at left guard. I'll tell you what Gutierrez had to say because it was pretty eye-opening for me. And then there was somebody that got signed today in the NFL, Emmanuel Ogbah. It been a player that I really wanted the Raiders to go out and target. So I figured, okay, we're going to be breaking down some free agent targets for the Raiders because with $34.1 million in salary cap space, I would like Telesco, I would like Antonio Pierce to at least invite these 6 players in here for a little bit of a visit. So for those that do not know, veterans are going to report to training camp today. And at the time that I'm recording this video, I actually think that they are in the air headed from Henderson, heading over to Costa Mesa. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And it's going to be the first practice is going to be tomorrow. The first padded practice, from what I understand, is going to be July 30th. Rookies and the quarterbacks, they already showed up on July 20th. And so far, everything has just been trying to get to know everybody, trying to build some team chemistry, trying to build some team bonding, which is very important to Antonio Pierce. Now, to me, I want y'all to join Raider Nation here on the Raiders Report. And if you bleed silver and black, I want you to hit that subscribe button. You're going to get free Raiders content all year long. I can't wait to show people what we do in the regular season because I know May, June, July can be a little bit slow. Nobody's going to be providing the content that we do here in August, September, October, November, December, January. We're going to be bringing the heat here. I also going to give a shout out to some of the people that do have those notifications turned on that are a part of our Noti gang. Raider Sancho, Isaac Hernandez, Doreen Deom, Early Riser, and Jaime Alvarado Sr. I also got to give a special shout out to Noah Santana. He was the first one in our live show today. I usually take the people that comment on the videos that we do, like, we call them videos on demand, the videos that go out like at 10 a.m. my time, those type of videos. My bottom line is this. If you hit that subscribe button, I'm going to promise you this. I'm going to show you some love on this show. So here we go. Cody Whitehair potentially starting at left guard. This is very interesting because according to ESPN's Paul Gutierrez, Whitehair seems to have the upper hand at left guard. Gutierrez, when he broke down a 53-man roster projection, he had Whitehair as the starting left guard next to Colton Miller, next to Adoree James. He had Dylan Parham starting at right guard, and Thayer Munford starting at right tackle. Now, we know that JPJ has struggled with some injuries this offseason. I was told that he was dealing with a groin injury back in June, which is why he missed a few of those practices a little bit early on, or technically it happened in May, and then he was able to get back out there on the field in June. But we know that JPJ is a talented player, and I think one of the reasons why he fell down draft boards a little bit was because of that injury scare. Though, if you were to ask, I think right now, randomly, 100 Raider fans, who's going to be the starting left guard for the Silver and Black, I think like 99 out of the 100 people, myself included, would say Jackson Powers-Johnson. So seeing this note here from Gutierrez, who obviously is tied in with this team, especially with them getting ready, to go out to Costa Mesa, for them to put that note out that Whitehair seems to have the upper hand at left guard, and if you go through and you read everything, it sounds like if the season started today, it would be Whitehair starting, not JP. JPJ. So to me, this is kind of an interesting thing. I know when the Raiders brought him in, it was a player that I was like, okay, I get why they brought him in. He's somebody who's got a connection with Champ Kelly. He's somebody who obviously has a connection with Luke Getsy on the offensive line. And he's a reliable backup, somebody that you would use as like a guard option. He also offers you a little bit of versatility as a center if, God forbid, something were to happen to Adoree James. Last season, according to PFF, in 787 snaps, he had an overall grade of 45. That's not very good. Sacks allowed 3. He had 4 hits allowed, 15 hurries, and 2 penalties. I will admit, the hopeful Raider fan in me can remember last season when we were talking about Greg Van Roten, and Greg Van Roten ended up being the 7th best offensive guard according to PFF at a 75 guards, and he did a really good job stepping up. If Whitehair is thrown into this situation and he is legitimately the starting left guard, I am hoping that the Raiders have some magic here and they can get a little Greg Van Roten magic where you're looking at an old veteran, somebody that everyone is saying is old, washed up, not any good, and he ends up having a successful season. Though, if you're looking at the glass half empty look at that, to me it's what the hell's going on with Jackson Powers-Johnson, because if both players are 100% healthy, if both players are ready to go, and yeah, I get it, it's only July, and maybe I'm hitting the panic meter here a little bit, but I want the Raiders to have a great offensive line. If you want to have a successful team this upcoming season, you got to win in the trenches, and to me, the Raiders' offensive line with Cody Whitehair starting is significantly worse than if Jackson Powers-Johnson were to be the starter. And, one of the reasons why we loved him, yes, he was a great center at Oregon, and you could have drafted him in hopes of maybe he's somebody that you're going to look at next season. If Andre's not a great fit, maybe you could kick him over to a position like center. But he was one of the best offensive linemen in all of college football last season. The numbers prove that, right? 0 sacks allowed, overall 84.3 grade, 1 hurry, 9 penalties. JPJ is a dog, and JPJ is a player that I anticipate to have a major impact this season. But this is going to be the pinned comment here on today's show, which means you're about to get hit with the YouTube ad break. While that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down and give me your answer. I'm talking week 1 against the Chargers at SoFi Stadium. Who's starting at left guard? If you think it's going to be JPJ, type it. If you think it's going to be Cody Whitehair, I want you to type CW down below. If Cody Whitehair is the starting left guard for the Raiders, I might change my last name to Whitehair. I'm just going to bet on JPJ. I'm going to bet on Jackson Powers-Johnson. And everything that Paul Gutierrez reported, it might be true. I'm not saying that it's not true. And because of the injuries that JPJ had early on this offseason, and because he's only a rookie, and because he doesn't have the familiarity like Whitehair does with Luke Getsy, he might actually have the upper hand right now. Like, that's not a crazy thing to believe based on everything I just said. But what I really, really need, and I really, really hope the Raiders do, is they give JPJ that opportunity where, if both players are healthy at training camp and both players have that opportunity to go out on the field, I don't really want Whitehair working with the ones. I want Jackson Powers-Johnson out there working with the ones, building that chemistry with Adoree James, building that chemistry with Colton Miller. That's what I would like to see. And I would like for them to use Whitehair as that solid depth piece, because one of the things that the Raiders do really have this season that I love is solid depth behind their offensive line. You got Andres Pete, who's a solid dude on the left side. You got Cody Whitehair, gives you a lot of versatility. DJ Glaze gives you a lot of versatility. Jordan Meredith, I'll be curious to see if he ends up making this roster. But then even like Darren Munford, the amount of players that the Raiders have on their offensive line this season that could potentially play offensive tackle, offensive guard, and hell, there's even a few guys that can do everything, even play a little bit of center. To me, that speaks volumes of one of the things that James Craig was looking for, one of the things Antonio Peterson and Luke Getsy were looking for. So to me, I hope that's Cody Whitehair's role this upcoming season. Coming up next here on the show, we're going to get into some notes from Antonio Pierce today. And, just hearing AP talk at training camp, it gives me butterflies just thinking, dude, we are so close to football being back. And I can't wait for them to finally get on the field, to watch some real football games, to get it rocking and rolling here on the Raiders Report, because I love hanging out with y'all during the regular season. I really, truly do. I got to give a shout out, though, to today's sponsor, and I love me some Rocket Money. Who out there, if you like saving money, spam me down below, because I don't know about y'all, I think I'm actually decent at saving money. My fiance, Alex, she likes to spend a little bit. My dog, Chuck, man, he's not cheap either. But to me, I want you to be better and more on top of your finances. And Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. With Rocket Money, I have full control over my subscriptions and a clear view of my expenses. I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. And if I see something I don't want, Rocket Money can help me cancel it with just a few taps. I love my fiance Alex, but she's the queen of signing up for a free trial and then forgetting about it. Rocket Money helps me and her make sure that we aren't just throwing money away. If you're someone saving up for, let's say, a house, a wedding, maybe a new car, vacation, I'm going on a bachelor trip here soon, Raiders tickets, whatever, then you should definitely go to rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders. That's rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders. And just for everyone out there, in case you weren't paying attention, rocketmoney.com/LV Raiders. I think it helps out a lot. Heck, I've even used Rocket Money before where I had a certain subscription for my TV and I contacted Rocket Money and they were able to save me a lot of money on that. Like they saved me $20 a month on it. All right, let's get into this next part here on today's show. Coming up, find out which free agent signing has me wondering, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But then I also want to just break down like everything around Antonio Pierce today. One of the things that AP said early on was that he expects this defense to be great, and he was really confident that if the Raiders are going to, he didn't say if the Raiders are going to win games, it's going to be on the defensive side of the football, but he's got very high expectations for this defense, which I think we all do. He said that 16 practices are going to happen for training camp, so just be on the lookout for that. And he said, I want to say like in 17 or 18 days, they're going to be heading back to Henderson. The quarterback battle right now is exactly where it is left off, and obviously there's a lot of questions around the Raiders QB, Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, but even AP said like we haven't really had the opportunity to get that battle going. The battle will continue in training camp. The battle will continue in the preseason. One of the questions that was asked is like, who's going to be making the call on QB? And it made me wonder a little bit just based off of everything we've heard with Davante Adams on the Netflix show Receiver. And AP said that he's watched a little bit of it here and there. But this is what I found interesting. The person or people that are going to be making the decision on who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Raiders, it said AP, Telesco, and Getsy are going to be the people that make that decision. He said that there's nothing slow about what we're doing right now. We're going to hit the ground running, and I think like that's the AP mentality that they're going to go out there. They're going to give 110%. Training camp is 30 miles from where AP grew up, and I love the story where he was like saying when they landed at practice and near Costa Mesa, I guess, he was like grew up 30 minutes and it put a smile on his face. Just I think for him, being the head coach of a team that you grew up loving. I mean, that's freaking awesome to me. One of the other things was AP expects every Raiders player who's healthy to play in the preseason, which is not something that we've seen in years past. And then he also said that Colt Miller has looked good, but he's not quite sure where he's at, and he's going to be able to get an update on all that. To me, those are the biggest notes from Antonio Pierce and everything that he said at the presser. Let's now go to one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about bringing in some free agents here for at least a visit is because I've been talking about Emmanuel Ogbah a lot. I thought Ogbah would have been a good player that we could end up signing due to his relationships with Christian Wilkins, Adam Butler, John Jenkins, Rob Leonard, the Raiders defensive line coach, and we need that extra depth because there is a bit of a tier drop-off after Tyree Wilson, Janarius Robinson. Ogbah could have been a little bit of a pickup there for our defensive end group. But my question to you is this, because I'm about to break down my top 6 free agents that I want Telesco and Antonio Pierce to bring in for a visit. But before I do that, I want you to name somebody. We got $34.1 million in salary cap space right now. And I do think that there are places where you could absolutely upgrade this team. And at the end of the day, if you have a certain position, if there's a certain player out there on the free agent market and you go, that guy makes us better, that's somebody you at least bring in for a visit. So what we're going to be talking about right now is the top 6 free agents that the Raiders should invite to training camp. You got 91 players on the roster. You're allowed to have 91 because of David Agoa, the International Pathway Program player. And with $34.1 million, you do have the money to sign literally anybody out there on the market. Sure, you could still save your money to be able to give those extensions to Kuntz, Spillane, Nate Hobbs, Marcus Epps, Trevon Merrick, whoever you end up doing it, but we do have enough money to be able to go out and at least get somebody. Let's go. We got number 6 coming up here. It's Yannick Ngakoue, and Ngakoue was on the Raiders roster in 2021, but McDaniels traded him away for Rocky Sin. I will admit, both Ngakoue and Ogbah had a visit with the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins decided to go with Ogbah. I want to see what Ngakoue's medicals look like because I did have somebody tell me about a month ago that the medicals aren't that great for Ngakoue. He had only 4 sacks in Chicago last season, and to me, he's still okay at being able to get after the quarterback. He's not going to be somebody that you want in the run game, but I always say this name, Benson Mayowa. Can Yannick Ngakoue be a Benson Mayowa where you get him in for 25, 30% of the snaps on third down, let him pin his ears back, and get north and south? Let's go to number 5 here on the list. I'm going to go with somebody who's a little bit older, but I'm going to go with Patrick Peterson, and I'm hoping that Patrick Peterson could be that leader, could be one of those veterans for us on the defensive side of the football, but more importantly, it's more of just trying to help us with that player coach. And Raiders safety coach Gerald Alexander worked with him last season, and Peterson played a safety/cornerback hybrid role once Micah Fitzpatrick went down, and quite frankly, I think he did a better job with that. And I'm not calling Patrick Peterson Charles Woodson, though Patrick Peterson, when he was younger, was still one of the best corners that we've seen in the NFL, but even Woodson had to make that decision of, I'm not athletic enough anymore to still play corner. Do I go back to safety? With the Raiders, if you're not confident in this other cornerback that we might have, maybe it's Jacorian Bennett, maybe it's Brandon Faison, could you potentially add a Patrick Peterson? Let him go out there and compete. Worst case scenario, maybe you have to bump into a safety. Let's go to number 4 here. It's Adoree Jackson, and he had a career year with Patrick Graham back in 2021. I believe he would take a cheap 1-year prove-it deal. He has had some injuries, which has definitely limited him, but he has some of that inside-out versatility that PG really personally likes, and he's somebody that you could at least put on the outside. And his skill set to me reminds me a little bit of somebody like a Jack Jones, where dude's got swagger, dude's not afraid to make a big play, and if he has the confidence, which he does, and then you have that Raiders defensive line, which is going to make quarterbacks get that ball out quickly, I think Jackson could be a little bit of a risky move, but I do think that there's some high potential there with him. Let's go to number 3 here, and a lot of people are going to look at this one and be like, why is Justin Simmons on the list? Justin Simmons is on this list because he's the best free agent, I think, on the open market, and that's the reason. Like, to me, if you can add a player, and I don't know exactly where they're going to put him, like, could you end up running with a defense where Marcus Epps plays up a little bit closer to the box, you drop back Justin Simmons, you drop back Trevon Merrick, you let Nate Hobbs, you let Jack Jones be your corners, and then you're going to go with 2 linebackers. Like, to me, I don't know. He's got AFC West experience. He's played on the Denver Broncos, and I'm curious, because of this versatility, could you use a Justin Simmons the way that PG used to use a player like a Jabril Peppers? Somebody that you can use him in a multitude of different ways, because Simmons to me is athletic enough where, legitimately, I think if you put him out there on the field, kind of like Nate Hobbs, where I'd have confidence playing if Hobbs was playing safety. I'd have confidence if Hobbs was playing on the outside. I'd have confidence in Hobbs if he's in the slot. Hobbs is the best in the slot, just like Simmons is best at free safety. But then again, would you rather have Justin Simmons on the field or Brandon Faison? Justin Simmons or somebody like Jacorian Bennett? I'm probably going to go with Justin Simmons. Let's go to number 2 here. It's Xavien Howard, and he has worked with Patrick Graham, Rob Leonard, and Gerald Alexander. He's got 15 interceptions in 2 years with Alexander as the DB coach with the Miami Dolphins, those years back in 2019 and in 2020. He was medically cleared before the NFL draft, which is some information that him and his agent put out there. And he's started at least 13 games in the last 4 years. I know a lot of people, when you bring up X, people always say, oh, he's always banged up, which you're not wrong. He's definitely had his injury scares. And the reason why he's number 2 on my list is because went through some weird stuff this offseason. I don't want to get into all the dynamics of it. If you want to look up what Xavien Howard did, it's just weird. I mean, it's just weird. That's how I'll leave it. So because of that, and because this is a team that I do think AP really wants to be close, and they want to keep all the drama on the outside, Xavien Howard, who I used to have as my number 1 free agent that I want the Raiders to go out and get, he's now number 2, which means number 1, probably not much of a shocker to a lot of people out there, it's Stephon Gilmore. I view cornerback as still the number 1 position that we need to go out and figure out a way to get better. He's played over 1,000 snaps in back-to-back seasons. Yes, he's up there in age, 33 years old, but if you're still able to play at a high level, like, I still think that he is a no doubt top 15 corner in the NFL, and he thrives in single coverage. And when you think about the fact that he thrives in single coverage, you can put him on one side of the field. You let Jack Jones, Nate Hobbs, they're going to do their thing. But, like, to me, you see the way that the Cowboys defense played last season. That's a team built on being able to get after the quarterback, having a great defensive line, making that QB make quick decisions, and Gilmore's still good enough and able to play at that level where he's going to make guys, he's going to take advantage of those mistakes. That's exactly what the Raiders are going to do. They're going to be a defensive line. They're going to be able to bring 4. Your corner's going to be able to drop back, whether you're in man, whether you're in zone. Gilmore can still do it at a high level, and I would just love to see what he's able to do with Patrick Graham on this defense, I think it would be a really, really good signing, man. It might be the most expensive, but then again, we have the money to be able to do it. So one more time, here are the top 6 free agents that if I was the Raiders, Telesco and Pierce, I would invite these players in for at least a tryout, at least a workout, and who knows? Maybe you could end up bringing one in before the preseason. I would absolutely love that. Coming up next here on the show, one free agent that Deshaun Reed, Vic Tafer, they released an article, and they had a free agent linked to the silver and black, which I was just really, really surprised about. So I'll talk about who that is in a second because he does have connections to Telesco. But because of those connections is why I'm actually a little bit confused about it. I'll tell you who that is in just a moment. But if anybody wants to hang out with Jeremy Chuggs and I week 1, we're going to be partying in North Carolina. If you want the details to come hang out at our free watch party, there's going to be free what? What's the right word? Free gifts. We've been giving away like Bo Jackson signed stuff. There was Josh Jacobs signed memorabilia there. There's going to be tons, and I mean tons of Raiders fans. And if you want to go, it's chatsports.com/week1. Shout out to the North Carolina Raider fans. They invited Jeremy and I, and we're going to blow the roof off this one. If you've been to some of our watch parties in the past, this one might be the biggest one we've ever done. Also, we're going to be hanging out on Saturday with some Raiders fans, and there's going to be 20 fans. We have a really, really cool Topgolf event. If you want to go, chatsports.com/Topgolf. This is going to be on Saturday night before the watch party on Sunday, September 7th. The other one is going to be September 8th. But if you have a chance to get in, if anybody's ever done a duck race before, more tickets you get here, the better chance you have to win. There's going to be prizes. There's going to be food. There's going to be drink deals. I'm terrible at golf, but you know what? I'm going to try to hit the shit out of a golf ball, and I think Chuggs looks like he can do it too. So if you want to do any of that stuff, chatsports.com/Topgolf, chatsports.com/week1. Both of those links are available to y'all down in the comments and in the description of today's show. All right, so the free agent that I'm kind of surprised that Tafer to Sean linked to the Raiders is J.C. Jackson. The reason why that I say that I'm surprised is because Jackson and Telesco's relationship ended really, really badly. Like, it did. It ended bad. Jackson wanted to get the hell out of LAC. He went back to New England. It just was no good whatsoever. And for me, from a Raiders standpoint, I'm like, all right, so this guy's been a Patriot, and then he's had a bad relationship with Telesco. I'm a little bit confused on the connection. I hope that the Raiders, if they do bring in a corner, like, why would you bring in Jackson when you could bring in an Xavien Howard, a Stephon Gilmore? Jackson would help out this defense, but I'm just saying this would be a little bit of a strange one to me. Since Emmanuel Ogbah ended up signing with Miami, I had a few people ask me, Mitch, could the Raiders potentially trade for Haason Reddick, who's with the New York Jets? And this is kind of a weird situation because back on April 1st, Reddick got traded from the Eagles to the Jets, and he's been in like Japan, and he's been doing all sorts of stuff, but he's looking for a new contract, right? Like, he's looking for a brand new deal, and until that happens, I don't know what's going to happen. I did want to bring this up, though, because I already know what's going to happen. There's going to be people in the national media, probably going to be ESPN, probably going to be Mike Greeny and all these other dudes over there that are Jets fans. They're probably going to draw up some trades for Haason Reddick, for Davante Adams, just because that's what they're going to do. And I'm just telling you ahead of time. Just remember, Davante is going to stay a Raider. There's going to be no trades that happen with Davante to start the season. If the Raiders are really, really bad, which God, I hope not, then yeah, then anything's possible on the table. But I'm telling you, you're just going to hear it. Just know that it's not going to happen. All right, before we get out of here today, here is the schedule for the Raiders Report. I'm going to my bachelor party the 25th and the 29th. So I won't be around, though I will pull up for at least an hour with Chuggs at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Friday for Raiders Friday Happy Hour. Figured we'd hang out, have a good time. And then if any breaking news happens, Chuggs has got you covered. So whether that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, following, the 25th, basically the 29th, if any big-time news happens, Chuggs got you covered. Chuggs is also going to be making some videos for you guys as well. So make sure once he does drop a vid, you guys are showing him love. He's going to be putting in a lot of time and effort here for the nation. Much love to everybody out there. And if anybody has any bachelor party recommendations for Mexico, let me know. Best lemon dessert. It's National Lemon Day. Lemon dessert for me is low-key one of my favorite desserts. I mean, like lemon meringue pie.
Love a lemon bar.
Lemon bar can get it. Lemon loaf.
Allie's lemon cookies.
Allie's lemon cookies can get it. They're unbelievable, actually.
Oh my God.
Lemon anything, man. I'm on lemon squares, lemon cakes. Lemon to me is good.
Oh, I love like the you know, like you can get like the bundt cakes and it has like the little icing on
Yep.
top, like the lemon ones.
Yep.
Oh,
Very good.
lemon loaf, great.
Some lemon loaf.
You know what underrated one as well?
What?
Frosted lemonade from Chick-fil-A.
I don't know if I've ever had that.
It's,
You're a big lemonade guy, though.
It's literally just their lemonade mixed with ice cream.
Dude, that sounds unbelievable.
Dude, it's great.
That sounds really good. I want to see how many people got in our duck race. Quite a few. My dad got in again, so let's see if he can win back-to-back days. Richie, you're in, but like I said, everybody that's getting in, you're going to get 2. Noah Santana, you in twice. I got Yoda Jenkins. You're going to go in twice there, Yoda. Jamari Murray, you're getting in. Mr. Murray. I see Todd, too. Todd Canning. What's up, Todd? It's been a minute. Todd Canning. I actually almost wore your jersey the other day, Todd. Jason Goots. Todd. Goots in. Isaac Hernandez is in. There's a lot of people. Justin Gilbert in. And then it looks like Blaine Craig.
Oh, strawberry lemonade. You know who has a great strawberry lemonade?
Who?
Chili's.
Really?
Oh,
Is that a joke or no?
No. The real ones, no.
Edgar Gons.
The real ones, no.
All right, so that means right now, if you want a chance to get in our duck race, $20 Venmo, you would go home with $220. $220 going out today. Whoever wins this duck race, good luck
Live
to you.
Oak said not a dessert, but lemon pepper wings.
Lemon pepper wings? I'll tell you what, that's a great answer. I mean, that's playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers. Lemon pepper wings, very good. Do you like lemon peppered chicken or like lemon peppered like fish more?
Ooh.
Like lemon, seafood and lemon is probably my go-to. Get a little calamari, squeeze a little lemon on that piece. Yeah, we can get
Can't
it.
Control said no love for lime dessert. Also, Andre said, Chuggs, you're on drugs.
Why is that?
Is it because I said I like the Chili's strawberry lemonade?
Also, I
don't know.
see, this is on me, Navman. Navman is also in. So that puts us now at 20 to win, $240 on the show.
Hot dog.
Costa Mesa. That actually helps me. Costa Mesa.
And I don't know if we even have a correct answer. We might have to Google this because even after he sent this, there was like 4 people who were like, that's wrong. So
I'm going to send you something. This is going to blow your mind. This is going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
You gotta put this on the show. I actually can't even believe that this happened.
Caleb just watched AP's presser. No news on Colton.
Yeah, no news on Colton. Basically, AP said that he looks good, which he'll get like an update. But wait till you see what I sent you. You're gonna laugh. And he's gonna get an update. But I talked to somebody from Miller's team. That's probably 2 weeks ago. And the expectation was that he was going to be good to go for training camp. Now, they might take it easy with him. Like, if I'm the Raiders, I know Colton Miller, if he's healthy, is going to be our starting left tackle. So maybe the first week, you kind of let him do his thing, work him in slow a little bit, and then, you get it going. But if Miller's healthy, I mean, AP said it, like, they're going to hit the ground running.
This is great.
Dude, it's unbelievable. I actually can't even believe you did this. Wait till you see what I'm about to show y'all. This is unbelievable.
Can't Control.
Nav sent me here, LOL. Nav sent me here?
So.
What?
I was messaging Navman on the side. Basically, Navman told Can't Control to send it in for him to get into the duck race, and Nav will cover his expenses.
Interesting. Okay, hey. Navman, let me know.
Because he doesn't have Venmo. And if Can't Control wins, just to send it to Nav, and Nav will send it to him on something else. I guess he's one of Nav's friends.
Okay. We'll make it happen. Cheryl Goots, you in?
The Goot
Salvador Lucas, you in. So I guess, Nav, if you're trying to get Can't Control Life in, then just let me know. Unless you want me to give one of your entries to Can't Control Life.
I think that's what it was. He
Gotcha.
said he's going to send one entry for Can't Control to get in.
Can't Control Life. All right, you in.
J-Dub.
What's up, J-Dub? What did I miss? Sorry, I'm late. To be honest, we talked about Jackson Powers-Johnson potentially not being the starting left guard for the Raiders. Paul Gutierrez from ESPN said that right now Cody Whitehair has the, what did he say? Upper hand, which I thought was pretty interesting. Though I also said, like, because JPJ was unable to practice a lot during the offseason and the limited time that they even got on the field, on top of the fact that, Whitehair's a veteran, on top of the fact that Whitehair has those connections already with Luke Getsy from playing with the Chicago Bears last season, I'm not shocked by it, but it does scare me a little bit because, my confidence level in this Raiders offensive line with JPJ at left guard is probably a 7, maybe an 8 out of 10. That's probably what I convinced myself. And then if it's Whitehair, though, as your starting left guard out of 10, that probably puts me at like a 6. And I want the best Raiders offensive line to be out there, and to me it's with JPJ. It's not with Cody Whitehair. Gilbert Moreno says, I am in twice. Gilbert, you are, let me make sure here. Gilbert Moreno, you are, Blaine Craig, I got to get in again. And then Gilbert Moreno. Okay. So that means $20 Venmo right now, you'd win $280. It's a pretty good chunk of change. You guys want to see what my dad did? And I don't know how many people are actually going to understand this. It's kind of wild. So yesterday, my dad won his very, very first duck race, okay? Won his very first duck race. And the duck had a green mohawk. And I don't remember who said it. We were literally talking about it today. And somebody was like, Richie's got to go with a green mohawk and he's going to dye his hair. You looked like the Joker. I'll tell you what, though. Not many people can pull off the green. You look good.
Raiders shirt?
The Raiders tee with the green hair. Is this a mohawk?
I think so. I think he put something in the middle. It's up in the middle.
Is it? I don't know.
Looks like the middle's up.
That's unbelievable.
I would say it's more like a fin than a mohawk, but
I think he looks like the Joker. You do. You look like the Joker here.
Why? That's so serious.
I mean, that's unbelievable. He also looks like he's like modeling right now. That's a Richie model. How many pics did that take, in all honesty?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. That's a Hawk 2 if I've ever seen one. That's a Hawk 2 if I've ever seen one.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. That's my dad, Philip B. Correct. Grade it A, B, C, D, or F. My dad's rocking the green mohawk. A, B, C, D, or F. I'll say this. I'm giving you an A for effort. To dye your hair green, that's an A. I don't know if that's a mohawk, though. I mean, the mohawk I remember, there was nothing on the sides. Imagine.
Get another photo here in like 2 seconds.
That's good effort, though. I got to give you an A, big guy. I got to give you an A. It's a hell of a job. That's a hell of a job right there. All right, y'all. We got 300 people here in the building. If you haven't yet, make sure you click that like button. Send some flowers to Dad. I mean, that's showing up for the nation. That's showing up.
Oh, yeah. And
it's called a faux hawk. Is it? Is that what it's called? I don't know. That would make a wild chroma key in front of a green screen. My dad's head wouldn't have any hair. It would just be him floating there. King Shav loves it. Rebel Montana's giving you an S. I think that's for satisfactory, Rebel. A from Noah. Scott Matz, what's up? Nico Last, it's good to see you, brother. Solid effort.
He's satisfied?
Remember report cards when you'd get S for satisfactory, O for outstanding? I think we're all those. Also, for those that do not know, if anybody wants to hang out with Jeremy Chuggs and I, August 14th.
You want to be satisfied.
Bingo. We're going to be going to a Raiders practice, the open practice at Allegiant Stadium. I'll be there with David Zahn, Jeremy Chuggs, and Taino Raider. Will be everybody in attendance at the practice. But then we will be going for dinner, and I want to pack the joint here. You know what I'm talking? Like, I really want a lot of people to just see how awesome of a dinner Joel's Shop House is inside of Ahern Hotel. This is the dinner that Chuggs and I have said is the greatest dinner that we've ever had. We've taken My dad's been there. Dad, if you're watching the show right now, tell people how awesome the food was. But, like, I want to get a lot of Raiders fans in this place, and they usually close down. Like, there's a chance that it's only going to be Raiders fans inside of a fancy steakhouse in Las Vegas. So it's late, and I know it's late. 9 p.m. is the reservation time. Literally, we're going to go from practice, which is like 6 to 8. You can show up at 5. As soon as practice is over, we're heading to Joel's, and we're getting ready to chow down. If you make a reservation on Open Table, which I just put the link for you guys down in the comments, he said that we can get 30 people in there, but, like, I definitely at least want to get 20. So if you can make a reservation, if you could show up, even if you don't want to eat any food, make a reservation, have a few drinks with us, and just come and sit down. We'll be there for a few hours, and we can just chop it up here a little bit. So it is limited space, so please make your reservation. And in the notes section, put Raiders Report for a discount.
I want to get some different things, though, this time.
You're going to get some different stuff?
Like, we didn't try the 12-hour smoked pork belly. That sounds bomb.
That's just unbelievable.
They have short rib arancini.
What is that? What is arancini?
It's an Italian street food that it's like fried rice balls filled with cheese and meat.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Seared foie gras.
See, I'm not a big foie gras fan.
You got to try it.
I've had foie gras. It's not. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, of course.
True. It's not for me, though. I want to get that scallop thing again. We got to get that. It was like the seafood.
Oh, yeah, that's the...
That thing was unbelievable. Is anybody planning on going?
Oh, yeah.
Richard said, Joel's is an 11 out of 10. I'm telling you what. I mean, and Chuggs and I talk a lot of food on here, which I think a lot of people that watch the show know how much we're foodies. It's literally like, it's going to be one of the best dinners you've ever had.
The rack of lamb.
Do you like? I'm okay on lamb.
I love lamb.
Like, I would rather have a good steak. Andre Rader said he's going to be going. All right, Andre. I hope to see you there. Bring your dude. If you need a fancy date night, like, it's going to be a fun. Like, you can go do a little Raiders stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you also have a nice little date night.
They have the hot seafood platter. Is what we got last time. Maine lobster, sauteed.
Malachi, you got to make the res. I don't want it to be packed and you can't go.
Sauteed Mexican white shrimp. Mussels, seared scallops, sauteed with garlic, basil, and a sherry saffron butter sauce.
I would go just for that. Like, I might get one of those just for me. It is unbelievable. Rich, but I'm vegan. Then can you, like, what is vegan? Like, can you drink stuff? I don't know. I don't know how it works. You can at least pull up for a drink, Rich.
Dude.
Say hello.
We got to try some of this other stuff that we didn't get last time.
Huey P. Mitch is alive, barely. I'm not gonna lie. I got home yesterday. This is a true story. So I get home yesterday, and obviously for people that watched the show last night know that I was pretty crossed up. Thanks again to Mount Raidermore and everybody that was participating. I get home, okay, and I'm getting ready to take out Chuck. I take out Chuck. I come back in, and I'm getting ready to make some food. And I look at Alex, and I'm like, do you know where my backpack is? Like, where all my work stuff is? I left work without it. Walked all the way home, didn't realize I didn't have my backpack, and I'm looking for it all over the house, and I'm like, I wonder if I just didn't bring it here. So I looked at our camera from our security system, and yeah, no shit, I walked in without a backpack. That's how bad it was. Yep. Blaine, will you give Philip B one of my entries? Blaine, I can do that. I think I can do that. Philip B, you got it.
Alan Cruz.
Oh, miss y'all, man. Keep up the awesome content. And Mitch, that intro, a lot of wet pants everywhere. Go Raiders.
A lot of wet pants everywhere.
What's funny is, I mean, that thing is old. I mean, when we recorded that, what, probably, that was before the draft, no? I mean, I feel like we recorded that before the draft.
80 pounds ago for Teej.
Literally, actually. That's actually insane. Yeah, that's 100% facts. Alan, appreciate that, bro. Hopefully you can make it out to Vegas as well. I'd love to be able to sit down and have dinner with you. But the new intro, Rebel, Mitch, vegan means no meat. I mean, there's still plenty of things you can eat then. No?
Vegan does not mean no meat. That's vegetarian.
It's what? That just, like, you can't have anything made by an animal.
Yes. So no meat, no cheese, dairy, butter, anything like that.
What the hell do you eat?
Literally vegetables, fruit, bread, and pastas and stuff. But even still, like, bread and pastas. It has
Butter.
to be made with no eggs, no butter.
Oh, man. He said, just kidding. Carnivore. All right, well, then, I don't know what to tell you. The steakhouse seems like a pretty good spot for you then.
I put it in there. Please, we're asking you, if you want to come, we want to show out also to Ahern and to Joel's because we went there for the Super Bowl, and they're inviting us to more stuff. So if we can show that more Raider fans are down to party in Las Vegas, then we'll probably get more hookups. We'll get more stuff for y'all in the nation.
Like Rebel's always like, Reb, you always ask, like, are you guys doing any meetups? You guys doing anything out on the West Coast? I mean, if we crush this thing where if we get a bunch of Raider fans to show up to Joel's Chop House, the answer is going to be yes. Like, again, Jeremy and I are here in Dallas. So for us to make a trip out to Vegas, you know, I mean, just like anybody knows, going out to Vegas anymore, it's pretty expensive since the Raiders have gone out there. So, like, I want us to be able to do these events because it helps us convince our bosses that, hey, I want to go out to Vegas. I want to party with Raider Nation. So if we go out there and we get a lot of awesome reservations and we pack Joel's Chop House with a bunch of Raiders fans, we will absolutely be able to do a lot more stuff going forward. You're going to get a little bit mad at me. I do got to go take a quick pee before I get into this next segment. I know. That's on me. It's on me. It's on me. I got to pee. I've been trying to stay super, super hydrated, and just because yesterday you guys just killed me with drinks. I've been trying to stay extra hydrated today. Took some detox stuff, so I've been peeing a lot. I'll be right back, though. Give me like 2 minutes.
Live Oak says, them edibles be vegan, so I guess I'm vegan. Facts. Y'all got to catch me on a weekend. A Wednesday is no bueno for me. Yeah, I mean, it just sucks because that's when the Raiders open practice that we're going to is. I mean, I'd much rather pop into Vegas on a Saturday or Sunday. But for this, we're going on a Wednesday. Womp, womp. Chuggs, what happened? Why did you leave, bro? Yesterday, it's because our Saints host, Trace, wanted to come in and hang out during the Saints and Raiders stream. And I thought it'd be fun to have him come in and produce and mess with Mitch just a little bit. Chuggs, who is the producer for Friday? Do not know that yet. Good question. I will be figuring that out in the next couple of days. We got to figure out who's in, what the deal is, what people's schedules is, and then I'll figure out who can produce for me on Friday. Yesterday I was like, why they switch Chuggs? Yeah, no, Trizzy Trace, he's great. And he's our Saints host, so I thought it kind of fit with the Saints Raiders, him coming in, and I know y'all probably made him drink way too much. Chuggs, CM Punk or Drew McIntyre? Liv Morgan. Give me Liv Morgan. I am, oh my goodness. It's bad. Liv Morgan has my heart right now. Just kidding. I'm married. But if I wasn't, just kidding. But Liv Morgan, mommy. CM Punk or Drew McIntyre? I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre. And I think Seth Rollins is going to start a feud with CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre is going to go up and try to get another chance at the title. That's just me. I think Seth Rollins, there's already that kind of backstory with him and CM Punk. They didn't like each other for a long time when CM Punk was with AEW and with other brands. So I could see that happening. But yeah, Liv Morgan, that whole storyline is feeding families right now.
Which one?
Remember how we talked about Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, mommy, on WWE? The two girls with Dirty Dom?
Briefly, yeah.
So
we're going back into this?
Oh, last night was
wild, I guess.
Cray.
Well,
this was her segment on TV and what she was talking about.
Yep, seems interesting. Jesus. That's
dude. And then that's wild. This was mommy's response to it.
I'll tell you what, the mustache seems like a good idea.
Dude, he's got her and the first girl I showed you fighting for him.
That's unbelievable. That's actually unbelievable. Well,
are you Team Liv, the first girl, or Team Mommy, the second girl?
Yeah, I'm Team Live. I briefly remember the first conversation, but yeah, based off of that, what I just saw, I'm Team Live.
So the whole thing was Dom chose Mommy over Liv last night. And Liv left crying.
Damn. I'll tell you what, 5 years ago, I would have at least shot my shot.
DM?
Yeah, something. Hey. Do you know what a $100 super chat is?
So, believe it or not, I know it's pretty hard to believe. Believe it or not, first girl I showed you, Liv, actually got her start. She was a Hooters waitress.
Okay.
And was a waitress for somebody who worked at WWE, and she was a big wrestling fan and recognized him and was like, what do I need to do to get into WWE? And he gave her like these 3 things, and she did it all. She like quit her job, went to like these workout sessions with this like personal trainer that he recommended, did all this stuff, and now she's in WWE.
That's sick. Now it's definitely Team Live. I mean, that's respectable. I mean, that's an awesome story, and I think, like, it's just like anything you do in life. You got to start somewhere. You got to take that initiative. Like, think about, I don't know. I mean, I can remember how many people called me crazy for doing a podcast in my dad's attic. You got to start somewhere.
And she literally just shot her shot. She was like, hey,
that's what you
I
should
know
do.
who you are. You're in the WWE. I want to be in the WWE. How do I do that?
And you in.
And I mean, he was probably like,
I'm not.
This is what you got to do.
I'm not going to say that. Oh, man. All right. Let's get into our next segment here from ESPN. We're going to be talking about some surprise cut candidates.
Surprisingly, a lot of team mommies in the chat. Nico says whoever the goth chick is, she can get it.
Okay. Hey. Mitch has that look like, what the hell is he talking about? Anthony Green, you're not wrong. I don't know much about WWE.
Smitty.
Oh, boy. We're not going to get out of this.
We're talking about the Dirty Dom, Liv, and Rhea. Are you Team Liv or Team Mommy?
It's Team Mommy. Rhea Ripley is goated.
Oh, see?
Really? All right. I guess I don't know.
Hey, he's fully on Team Liv, but it's also not fair because I just showed him the photo from last night.
I guess I'm okay being a casual. More than happy.
I am casual.
Yep. Believe it or not, I wear shorts every day.
Call me Mr. Cash.
Casual Mitch. All right, y'all. Let's get in here to some conversation about the Raiders. We're going to talk about ESPN put out their 53-man roster projection for the Raiders before training camp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you who ESPN believes makes this Raiders team. And again, you don't have to make roster cuts until August 27th, 4 p.m. Eastern time. So like everything that we're about to talk about here has been, think of it as just like a normal 53-man roster video that we do. However, I do want to put a little bit of a special twist to it where it's going to be 5 surprise cut candidates. So there's going to be 5 players that don't make this roster, and I'm going to rank them from 5 down to 1 of just who I'm the most surprised didn't end up making the 53-man for ESPN. Chuggs, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
Chuggs is ready to go. If you guys are ready to go, let's get some LVs down below. We got 300 people in this joint, and I want to get to 200 likes. That would be much, much appreciated. Coming up, let's talk about ESPN's 53-man roster projection. Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and coming up on today's show, I'm going to be talking about the 5 surprise cut candidates that I saw from ESPN's 53-man roster projection. Now, I put out a lot of roster projection videos, and we're going to roll through here quickly the 53 players that ESPN has projected end up making this roster for Antonio Pierce, Tom Telesco, right before we get started here with a little training camp action. So the way that this is going to go is I'm just going to go 10 players at a time. Not too many big surprises here from the quarterback, running back. You can see some of the wide receivers being sprinkled in. 3 QBs, 4 running backs. The Raiders end up keeping 6 wide receivers, and not too many differences for me either. I also had the silver and black keeping Michael Gallup, DJ Turner, Jalen Guyton. At tight end, there are only keeping 3, which makes it, makes me wonder a little bit how they're going to be able to handle that 12 personnel. And then from the offensive line standpoint, they decided to keep 10. Now, some of my previous 53-man roster projections, I've kept 9. The fact that they're going to keep 10 does make me a little bit concerned, maybe even the right word could be worried about Colton Miller's health. They ended up keeping Jordan Meredith on this team where I didn't have him making my last 53-man. But then on the defensive line, they keep 4 defensive ends, which kind of seems like the right mix in there, though. There is a little bit of a drop-off after Tyree Wilson. Janarius Robinson still makes me nervous. At defensive tackle, they keep 5 DTs. Byron Young, Matthew Butler, both of these young players that were part of the McDaniels and Ziegler regime, they end up making the roster according to ESPN. At linebacker, it's these 5 LBs, which is kind of the pounds that we believe end up making it. I think if you were to ask most Raider fans. At corner, still no real surprises in there. At safety, they keep 4, which means Chris Smith was unable to end up making this 53-man. And then to round out the whole thing with just special teams, I do think that the Raiders have one of the best special teams units in all of football, with Daniel Carlson, with A.J. Cole, with Jacob Bobenmoyer. If you were wondering what those numbers were, I probably should have said it off the jump. That's just me helping you count through the 53 players. You also got to remember that the Raiders will be able to keep David Agoa just because of the International Pathway Program. If you want to see my 53-man roster projection that I put out last week, and I like to do this throughout the entire season, right? All 360 days, 65 days. I'll do it after the draft. I'll do it training camp. I'll do it obviously right before cuts. We just continue to do it free agency. I like to be able to break this down. That way it helps me understand where some of the strengths are, where some of the depth is on this team. But I'll say the ESPN one, we're pretty close. I would say I had only 4 different players. So 49 out of the 53, I believe, are the exact same as what they put on ESPN. If you want to go check that video out, though, hopefully you already did. Hopefully you're subscribed. And if you're a real one, I want you to spam RO4L down below, because to me, we have a saying here at Chat Sports. I got a saying here for Raider Nation. The real ones are people that watch videos in May, June, and July. Real ones are people that bleed silver and black. Real ones are people that believe Raider Nation is that second family to all of you. And if that all resonates, subscribe, because I'm trying to grow the family here at the Raiders Report, and we need more real ones. So coming up here, let's get these 5 surprise cut candidates, and I got them ranked from 5 all the way down to 1. So the 5 players that I was the most shocked didn't make the roster according to ESPN. I'll break all of those down here in just a moment, but I got to give a shout out to our awesome sponsor, Gametime. Last minute tickets. I love the flash deals. You can see views from your seats, and you're going to get that lowest price guaranteed. The best confident thing I could possibly say of why you should use Gametime, I trusted Gametime to get my fiance's dad tickets for his birthday. Bottom line, if I'm putting that much trust in something, then I think a lot of y'all can understand how awesome Gametime truly is. So you know Chuggs and I, we love using Gametime, and most recently I was able to snag tickets to the Home Run Derby. Gametime is an authorized ticket marketplace in Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Gametime app actually go down the closer that it gets to the first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guaranteed, Gametime takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And with the Raiders preseason and regular season right around the corner, Gametime is the perfect app for Raider Nation, and I love the last-minute ticket deals. I also love the fact that if you're in Las Vegas, you can look at events that are nearby for the Raiders. You can look at all the events. Like, I know that not everybody lives in Las Vegas, so what I did recently is I looked at all the events. Like, if you need to be able to take somebody to a Raiders-Vikings preseason game on August 10th, you can get a ticket for $12. Like, that's there. But make sure you do the all-in prices, because what I don't like, and Jeremy makes this analogy all the time, which I think is a smart one. You know, imagine if you went to go buy milk at a grocery store, and you saw the milk and it was $3, and then you go to the cash out and register, and they're like, that's $6. When you do all-in pricing, they tell you literally what the price of that milk, what the price of that ticket is from the jump, so that way when you go to checkout, your ticket's not randomly doubled. I love Gametime, lowest price guaranteed. Check them out. Links down in the comments and in the description of today's show. All right, here we go. Top 5 players that I was the most surprised that ESPN ended up cutting. Now, Darian Butler ends up making this list here, and I'll be honest, I was really only surprised by 4 names. Butler, though, I'm going to throw on this list because if somebody were to ask me, Mitch, who do you think is a surprise player that could end up making that 53-man roster? I'm going to say Butler because of his connections with Antonio Pierce, his connections with Marvin Lewis, and I've heard from multiple people inside of that Raiders room that have told me that don't be surprised if Tom McMahon asks for an extra linebacker on this roster to solely use for special teams. Because with the new kick return rules, if the new kick return rules are happening the way that they are, there's a lot of unknowns. And sometimes teams, they just make sure that they have some extra security blanket for those unknowns. So you could look at Butler as being just a special teams player, because you've heard a lot of coaches already this offseason say, think of kick returning as more of like running with the football, the running game. That's where you might see some extra linebackers. He's had some injury concerns, and I do think that the Raiders would be better off just keeping 5 LBs. Another name to keep in mind as being a surprise guy if the Raiders do want to keep that extra linebacker just in case, I'll say it's Kanai Malga. Kanai Malga continues to find a way to make this Raiders team make the roster, whether it be practice squad or not. Now let's get into where I'm actually surprised, because these next 4 players are all people that I think a lot of people are going to anticipate. Well, I believe Carter Bradley is going to end up making the team over Anthony Brown just because of the offense that he's able to execute. To me, he's a lot closer to the type of QBs Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell are compared to Brown. Now, again, you only gave him a $25,000 signing bonus. $125,000 of that was guaranteed. Put up some decent numbers from his college career, but to me, the reason why I think that he might also get that extra nod is because his dad is former Raiders defensive coordinator, Gus Bradley. Sure, it was for only one season. However, I do think, though, one of the things that we got to be able to consider is this coaching staff really, truly wants to have players that have some of that player background, right? Like, think about how big of a story it's been with Isaiah Polameo being related to Troy Polamalu. What about somebody like Trey Taylor with his relationship with Ed Reed? Antonio Pierce, player coach, and I do think you've already seen him bringing in so many of these player coaches. And for Carter Bradley, there's been reports this offseason that he's got it between the ears a lot further than what a lot of other rookies do have it. So maybe it could be somebody that ends up making the squad. Let's go to number 3 here on the list. It's Zach Gentry at tight end. And Gentry is a massive human being at 6'8". He's one of the tallest players that we have at tight end. And the reason why that I am a little bit surprised that he didn't end up making the squad is because if the Raiders want to run with 12 personnel, and if, God forbid, if anything happens to Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, or Harrison Bryant, and to me, the Raiders have one of the best tight end rooms in the league, but if something were to happen to one of those guys, like what exactly is plan B? Because if 12 personnel is going to be used as much as we're hoping that it's going to be used, and when you think about just trying to confuse a defense, like to me, a confusing defense would be if you put Brock Bowers out there on the field as a receiver, Michael Mayer, maybe of Harrison Bryant, you can still run 12 personnel like that. So to not have a backup tight end, somebody that Antonio Pierce has, kept around on this team, like when AP took over as head coach, Gentry was on this team. So he's going to be a big red zone option. Yeah, if you cut him, you save $1.13 million, which is the most out of any guy that you're going to see on this list. And it's just simply because if 12 personnel is going to be as important as what Luke Getsy has said, is going to be as important as what AP is going to be as important as what the expectation here is for the nation, keeping only 3 tight ends makes me a little bit nervous. So instead, I'd rather keep a Zach Gentry, and then I'd rather move on from a Jordan Meredith or a player of that caliber. Before we continue to get in here to the most surprising cut candidates on ESPN's list, what we're going to be doing is breaking down. We'll get into all that. I just got some news here, which I'll talk about to everyone that's watching this live show. We're going to be talking about this all off-season. I hope you join Jeremy and I for our Week 1 watch party. You can get your free watch party tickets at chatsports.com/week1 is how you're going to be able to do it. You can party with Jeremy Chuggs and I. It's free to attend. There's going to be tons of giveaways. There's going to be tons of food, tons of drinks. It's going to be a good time. If you enjoy what Jeremy and I do, and hopefully you guys enjoy what we do here, I'd love to be able to hang out with y'all in person. And then the night before the Raiders play the Chargers, we're also going to be in North Carolina. Again, for both of these events, there's going to be a Week 1 tee-off event. So if you want to play a little golf with Jeremy and I at Topgolf in Durham, North Carolina, go to chatsports.com/Topgolf. Get your raffle tickets. There's going to be 20 people that are going to be in this with Jeremy and I. So you got a lot of chances to win. So good luck to everybody out there. A lot of food, a lot of giveaways. It's going to be a fun time. Hang out with Chuggs and I Saturday and Sunday, September 7th, September 8th, both at those 2 links that you just saw down there below. Let's go to number 2 here. It's Nesta Jade Silvera. And Nesta Jade is somebody that ended up making my 53-man roster, and I just had him making it over a player like Matthew Butler, who, Matthew Butler has battled some injuries this offseason. Nesta Jade's got the relationship with Antonio Pierce. He's got the relationship with Marvin Lewis. He did play at one point with Arizona State. Yes, he obviously was with the U as well. But to me, he just is more of an anchor. And when I look at the Raiders' defensive line, we need more like anchors. We need more nose tackles. We need bigger defensive tackles in general, because what I don't want to see happen is after Christian Wilkins, after John Jenkins, our DTs are a little bit on the smaller side. Byron Young's not that big of a defensive tackle. Now, we have Marquand McCall. I don't see him making that 53-man. So for me, I would keep Nesta Jade Silvera over Matthew Butler. So because I'm saying all that is why I do really think that it was surprising. If you cut him, it does save $915K. But again, nobody's really going to be looking at that money in terms of why you should cut a player, why you shouldn't cut him. I just did it up here for a little bit more context. But Nesta Jade is the second player that I was the most surprised by that didn't make this 53-man, which means coming in here at number 1, and I know this has been a player that most recently I didn't have in my own 53-man roster, but I genuinely think when I did this show was based off of who do I think Raider Nation would be the most surprised did not make a 53-man roster, and I'm going to go with Chris Smith, the safety out of Georgia. This was a 5th-round pick, somebody that McDaniels and Ziegler had some good hope on. He's a talented player. He's a good leader, and I mean, he was one of the captains, one of the leaders of that Georgia Bulldog defense when they won the national title. The problem here for Smith is the Raiders love Isaiah Paulomeo. They drafted Trey Taylor, and they already got some high expectations for him. And when you look at the snaps that Smith played, all 22 defensive snaps came in the Chargers blowout, plus his special teams usage just continuously decreased with Antonio Pierce. So, like, I look at the Raiders' defense last season, and, yeah, you had a 9-game sample size with AP and PG, but, like, if you were already being kind of weeded out, and the Raiders found another safety who won the Jim Thorpe Award. I get it, he was a 7th-round pick, but I think the only reason why he's a 7th-round pick is because he went to Air Force, and people just look sometimes way too often at the college you went to instead of looking at the player. And Trey Taylor, to me, is not somebody that should have went in the 7th round, but he's a good player. And the Raiders have a lot of solid depth, and they have a solid team at safety where this might be one of the most jam-packed talented units that we have. Marcus Epps, Trevon Merrick, 2 phenomenal safeties. I think it's one of the best duos at the safety position in all the league. Isaiah Paulomeo is a sleeper player, safety, linebacker, hybrid. Trey Taylor is going to be a fun player to go out there and watch. So to me, my question to you all is, because when you watch this video, there's 2 names that I think are going to stick out more than anybody. Chris Smith, Nesta Jade Silvera. If we're sitting here on, it's August 27th, right? 4 p.m. Eastern time. Raiders got to make sure that they go from 91. You got to get down to 53 by then. If both of these players don't make the team, which one would be the more surprising cut to you? If you think it's Chris Smith, I want you to type CS. If you think it's Nesta Jade Silvera, I want you to type NJS down below. To me, I expect Nesta Jade to make it over Chris Smith, and I do think most Raider fans are going to say Smith, but to me, I have a lot of confidence in Trey Taylor. I have a lot of confidence in Isaiah Paulomeo. I have more confidence in Marcus Epps, Trevon Merrick than I do for some of these other defensive tackles, where, to me, Nesta Jade is a better player than Matthew Butler. So one more time here, if you haven't already, make sure you take a screenshot of this. If you want to post it on social media, believe it or not, it does help Jeremy Chuggs and I both out quite a bit. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're watching all of our live shows, because even though I'm getting ready to go to my bachelor party, which this is my last live show of the week for those you watching on Tuesday, I will be back briefly on Friday at my bachelor party with Chuggs. He's going to be going live for Raiders Friday Happy Hour. And if any breaking news happens, if the Raiders sign anybody, if anything crazy happens, Chuggs has got you covered. Make sure you show him some love, because he's going to be putting in that extra time and work while I'm gone. All right, so the Raiders news that we got, I want to be able to film this before we push out the video that we just made. So here's what here's the news. So Jackson Powers Johnson, they put him on the active PUP list. According to Scout, there's no major injury for Johnson. The Raiders are just being cautious with his lower body, the injury he suffered in camp. So that lower body injury, from what I was told, was a groin injury. So he's going to go on the PUP list, which maybe is kind of leans into a little bit of what Paul Gutierrez was saying of, Whitehair has the upper hand. The other thing that I thought was interesting was Jake Johanning and Darian Butler were also placed on that active PUP list, which Johanning's dealing with a lower body injury. Butler is just continuing to rehab from that horrible knee injury that he had last preseason. So those are just the 2 injury updates to at least just keep in mind here, which, we'll film. I think we just filmed something like really briefly.
We can do it after this.
Yeah, after live.
Yeah.
After live.
Just cold open.
Yep. Pop it in there. All right, y'all. The next thing coming up here on the show that we're about to get into.
Finger popping each other's ass.
Finger popping each other's assholes. Or maybe we could I mean, is anybody out there able to do a highlight cut? We can just push it out quicker.
I can see.
Yeah. I mean, all the copy, everything's done. We'd have to be able to cut it up. I mean,
the only concern is the people in there who would do it. I think it would be hard for them to match up this with that, because you're like cutting something from an hour ago and then this.
Okay, if you don't think that they can do it, then we don't have to. We can do it after we get done. All right, so if anybody wants to get in our 50-50 raffle, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. I just know that stuff just happened, and we won't be able to get to it for at least, like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I'd like to try to get it out. So if I got to go out there and ask, I can do it.
Yeah. Here, I'll pop on.
Okay.
All right. Let me know your score predictions. Raiders, Chargers. Last game of the regular Madden season coming up. Let me know. I see 63-21. Very popular answer, I feel like. 63-21, 27-24, 28-21, 31-0, 32-20, 64-22. Love the 63-21. I wish I could make Madden make that the score. 64-22. Hey, you just got to one up it, Live Oak. You got to one up it. I do have another question as well with this. Where was it? Who do we have the most hate for? Is it FKC, FLAC, FDN, or is it all of them? Let me know down below. Aw, Noah. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. I see all of them. FKC, F all of them. All of the above. All of the above. All of the above. F the NFL. F Kansas City. FKC, FLAC, FDEN. Get the FKCs, get the FLACs rolling in the chat. All right. All right.
All right, y'all. I'm back. What's up? Duke Shelley got signed by the Raiders last year, and then he ended up getting cut, and then he played with the Rams. Yes, so he did not make the 53. Yeah, I was devastated. Devastated. Who do we have the most hate for? Damn. I would say, for me personally, it's the Chiefs, and it's not all that close. I know some people, though, just from the Super Bowl last season, hate the Niners more than they do the Chiefs, just from people that grew up in the Bay. I'll definitely hate them all, but I do find the rivalries very interesting because, I will admit, I always find it funny when people are like, oh, Mitch is a Cowboys fan just because Chuggs and I are down here in Dallas. Cowboys are probably one of the teams that I hate the most, and that's also because my fiance is a Cowboys fan. You can't root for that team. I would probably say it's Chiefs are number one for me. Then I'd probably go Broncos, and then Chargers, and then Niners, and then Cowboys. Those are probably the teams that I dislike the most in the NFL right now. I don't know. There's only 5 total Chargers fans, Nico. I'm with you. I hear you. Add the Niners in there, too. Nabman says the Patriots. Obviously, I don't like the Patriots, but then again, right now, the Patriots aren't a team that really concerns me. Not saying that the Broncos really concern me either just because we own them, but, the Patriots a few years ago, yeah, absolutely. That was a team that everybody hated. And I get it, the Tom Brady thing, the whole McDaniels thing, the whole Ziegler thing, but in terms of, that Patriots team right now, I don't really have anything against them right now. Maybe I'm wrong for saying that. Damn, The Eagles are a team up there that I don't like the Eagles either, funny enough. Again, I grew up in Pennsylvania, so there's a lot of Steelers fans, a lot of Eagles fans, and there's a lot of chirping and talking going on. Smitty. Yep, I think he's got it. He's got it down. Active PUP list. All right, y'all, so we did have a little bit of news that happened while I was filming that last segment, so basically what we're going to do here is I'm just going to make like a quick 60-second little thing. And that way our guys behind the scenes, they can cut it up and they can help me get a video out a little bit quicker. Just some injury stuff, nothing too crazy. Again, Jackson Powers-Johnson, Jake Johanning, Darian Butler. If you could add their position, or at least like offensive guard, offensive line, linebacker, that would be helpful. Just for people. So then once we break down the injury news that just happened, again, nothing major. It's just players getting put on the active PUP list, active PUP list. We're going to do that, and then we're going to get into our Raiders, Chargers, Madden Sim here on today's show, which I'm hyped for. Final game of the year, got to win for a chance to get in. Got to win for a chance to get in. Are you good? All right, let's do it. We're going to be breaking down some injury news before we get into today's show here on the Raiders Report. Jackson Powers-Johnson, Jake Johanning, and Darian Butler have all been designated, and they're going to go on the active PUP list here for the Las Vegas Raiders. And according to Tristan Kuhn on Twitter, he said that there's no major injury for Johnson. The Raiders are just being cautious with that lower body injury. We were told during May that he was dealing with a groin injury, so maybe it sounds like he's still dealing with that a little bit. Johanning is dealing with a lower body injury. Butler's continuing to rehab from a gruesome knee injury suffered last preseason. We just got a little bit of updates here, and if you're looking for Raiders news updates all season long, make sure you click that subscribe button. All right, thank you. Thanks, Nation. Steelers from Navman. I'll tell you this, Steelers fans were tough. My very, very first my first girlfriend, like my first real girlfriend when I was growing up, her whole family was Steelers fans. And that made me hate the Steelers. No, nothing like that. I mean, I think we dated a long time. It was a mutual breakup.
Oh, yeah.
But it was just, I wasn't a fan of any team growing up, and I know people will probably never believe me when I say that, but we did fantasy football, and that's what we did. And Ben Roethlisberger was a player that, again, was not easy for me to root for just because of some of the shit that he did in his past and was so prominent in Pennsylvania that he was like the reason why I didn't root for the Steelers, kind of like why I won't root for the Browns. I won't root for Deshaun Watson.
Better edge duo.
Ooh, boy, so you're what? Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, or Max Crosby and Kuntz? I mean, the best player of that group is Max Crosby. Crosby's better than Khalil Mack. Crosby's better than Joey Bosa. Not afraid to say that. But even if Malcolm's got to play at the level he did last season. Can I ask this? Can I ask better duo? Because if Max Crosby or Christian Wilkins, I would take that edge.
Talking edge.
All right. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'd probably go Bosa and Mack then. Though, if I had to say one game, it's probably Bosa and Mack. Full season, I actually will go with Crosby and Malcolm Kuntz because Bosa's always getting injured. Khalil had a good year last season. But, if there's one thing Malcolm and Max have done, they've been able to stay healthy.
Yep.
They've been able to stay healthy. Knock on wood. Knock on wood if you're with me.
Some super chats. Marianne.
What's up, Marianne? Come to Nashville, vegan lunch on me, 24/21.
I'd rather just have it on a plate.
Say, what's this picture? Is that a lamb, a cow, a dog? I can't tell. I said a vegan lunch on me. If you were to eat one piece of food off of somebody's body, what would it be? Sushi? I feel like that's the easy answer. Little sushi.
Sushi or quesadilla.
Oh. Yikes.
But the consomme has to be a bigger person, and the consomme has to be in their belly button.
Well, have you ever met somebody that has an inner chest?
Yes.
So one of my really, really good buddies in high school, I'm not going to say your name, don't worry. He's got an inner chest, and as a kid, again, we grew up in the middle of nowhere. We would do stupid shit, and he literally could eat cereal out of his chest. Like, he could put, not a lot, like, a handful of cereal, you pour a little bit of milk, and he could use it as a bowl. That could be an answer. Imagine hot soup out of somebody's chest.
Ah!
You're like, how did this hair get in here? I don't even know. Marianne, thank you for the super chat. It's much appreciated. Scott, reminder to everybody tuning in. If you use hashtag Raiders or super chat, you get those questions, comments on the show. Mitch, I feel you. My wife is a Dallas fan also. Much love and respect to you and to the nation. I mean, Danny's a Cowboys fan too, right?
Unfortunately.
It's brutal. And being down here in Dallas, you hear it a lot, you see it a lot. Though, I did run into a Raiders fan. Alex took me, we went to see A Quiet Place, which, man, it's a really good movie. There's some spooky spots in it, no doubt about it, but good movie. And I'm standing outside of the bathroom. I'm waiting for Alex to come out, and I got my gray Raiders hat, which is probably one of my favorite Raiders hats that I have. And this big dude, I mean, he's a big dude, tatted up, and he's got a freaking doobie sticking out of his ear, which I'm like, in Texas, that's a ballsy move. And he looks at my hat, he's like, oh, dude, that's a sick hat. So I'm still standing out there, and it's been like 5 minutes. I'm getting worried about Alex at this point. He walks out of the bathroom, and he's like, he sees my Raiders tat, and he starts talking. He's a big-time Raider fan. He had 2 Raiders tattoos. He had one on his hand. He had another one on his forearm. Big Oakland guy. Said he was from the Bay Area. But I was talking to him, and I was like, oh, have you ever heard, do you watch anything Raiders related? He's like, nah, I really only watch the games. But I don't know. It'd be cool to see, find out that guy now watches the show. I told him to check us out. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he knew who we were. Maybe he did know who I was. And he was like, I hate this guy.
I totally thought this whole story was coming back around to Alex being a Cowboys fan.
Oh, nope.
I was waiting for how you were tying it in because you read this and you were like, "Oh yeah, I went to the movies with Alex."
We went off another. It was cool to see another Raiders fan. It was cool to see another Raiders fan.
I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, all right.
And then you're like, I thought you were gonna say, and then his wife was a Cowboys fan.
Devin, all right, hey, I have nothing against it. Yoda, 24/7 Raiders. Which stadium has the most exotic cars? Lambeau Field. I mean, it's a good one. That's a good one. I don't think it's spelled like that, but it's good. I mean, that's like saying which stadium has the best airline? Allegiant.
American.
Ooh. Honestly, yeah. You get to pick an Allegiant flight or an American flight. I'm going to choose American.
Flying American.
American's good, though. I'm flying American on Thursday.
Oh, you're flying Mexican.
Yep. Thugador, what's up, brother? Least favorite Raiders game since being a fan? I would say my least favorite Raiders game since I was a fan. The Saints game's got to be up there where the Raiders didn't cross midfield. That was just a heartbreaking game. The Thursday Night Football loss when the Raiders were up 16-3 with 2 minutes left. They lost to the Rams. That was the Baker Mayfield game. That was a heartbreaker. A few years ago when the Raiders lost 34-3 to the Jets, my dad is a huge Jets fan, so that one definitely sucked. I'll say there was that 48-9 drubbing when the Raiders lost to the Chiefs. That was a pretty brutal game. Just trying to go back and think of all these games. I mean, the 20-0 blown loss against the Arizona Cardinals, all the blown leads that the Raiders had.
Dude, the Hunter Renfrow fumble in that Cardinals game was heart-wrenching. I would say the top 3
games. That Saints Madden game last night?
The top 3 games for me would probably be that Cardinals game, the Colts game with Jeff Saturday.
John Fallon. That Falcons game, remember that? They lost 43-6.
Yeah.
That was a brutal game. My PTSD.
Raphael here. The Colts game when Jeff Saturday was literally named the coach the day before.
Yep. Oh, dude, that's a sneaky good one.
A sneaky bad.
The Vikings game, 3-0.
The Rams Thursday Night Football.
I said that one.
And then the Saints.
The 6-sack game with Khalil was a tough one to be able to handle because remember Aiden got to the 3-yard line through a pick.
Yeah, let's forget about this. Let's talk about the game.
Blaine, this is getting depressing. I hear you, man. All right, here we go. Get your score predictions in. Our final, it's kind of crazy, our final game of the year here on Madden. And you know what? We have yet to get a single bang today. So here's my deal that I'm going to put out into the universe. Every time somebody bangs today, it's going to count as 2. If you're somebody that wants to compete in our July bang competition, which I still got to go back and I got to look at the numbers from yesterday. Unfortunately, I didn't get as much time today as I wanted to do it. I will keep track of all the bangs that happened today, so just be on the lookout for that. But if you are in the bang competition, if you bang today, I'm going to count it as 2. And you know what? I want to get more people involved as well for some bangs. If you send in a 50, I'll count it as 1.
Hell yeah.
You ready?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm pumped.
Chuggs is pumped. Are you guys pumped? I hope so.
Well, for this and
what?
Remember that app I was telling you about, the Too Good To Go?
Yes.
So me and Danny have been trying. There's this like famous bakery in Dallas called La Cassette.
I'm listening.
And we've been trying, like, they only have a certain number of slots per day, and we've been trying to get it and trying to try it. And
Manuel Luna, you in $20 Venmo right now to win $290.
Yeah, it what's it called?
I don't know.
The La Cassette. We've been trying to get it, and we finally were able to get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is it?
The La Cassette?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
So it's
You guys know what it is? La Cassette?
It's a famous bakery here in Dallas.
Oh, okay. I got you. Serb's going to go with 35-17 Raiders. Nabman says 24-17. Raider E says 17-10. Dan's 70-10. Dude, if this game got 63 points, that would be sick. That would be unbelievable. Live Oak said, Chuggs, are you in? After saying that he's... There you go. There you go. We won that one, Robert. I hear you. 63-3 from Noah Santana. Sounds pretty good to me.
Let's rock and roll this.
You ready? Coming up, let's get into this final. Well, do we have all like the playoff picture, any of that, or no? Okay. Coming up, let's get into our Week 18 Raiders-Chargers final Madden Sim. Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and it's Week 18 here in our Madden Simulation season. You got the Las Vegas Raiders going up against the Los Angeles Chargers, and this is a major, big-time game. Why? The Silver and Black, I feel like we have done a good job at home against the Chargers. Haven't done that great of a job at SoFi. Earlier in the season, we did lose, unfortunately, to Justin Herbert, to Jim Harbaugh. So to me, I want to be able to end this one on a high note. I want AP to be able to take down Harbaugh and show that this was the right hire here for Las Vegas. So here we go. We're going to have Gardner Minshew in at starting quarterback. He's just the higher rated player on Madden, and he's just been the better player this season than Aiden O'Connell. Maybe once the new Madden comes out, we can do a few extra random Madden Sims here and there. Let me know who you got down below. If you're going to go with the Raiders, I want to see some LVs flowing in here. If you're going to go with the Chargers, spam LAC. I'm really curious to see when people watch these videos because I'm recording this right now, July 23rd. There's going to be people that watch this video in January because we're going to put it up back on the channel. You guys will be able to see everything go down. It is 8-minute quarters. Same rules apply. 3 timeouts. We don't have the new Madden game yet. These are the updated rosters because the new Madden game hasn't came out. So you're not going to see the new kickoff rules like you're going to see during the regular season. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's show. And if I could, I want to see some LVs down below. Let's go, Raiders. This is a big game here. This is a big game. Is anybody trying to make Chuggs and I drink a little booze, man? No? All right. I was trying to think of a joke, guys. That was the first thing. I was like, oh, I only have a few seconds left to get it. And again, if anybody wants to get in our 50-50 raffle, $20 Venmo, right now you'd win $290. If you want to win some money during the regular season, definitely tune in. Laube, he's going to take it. He's going to get out to about the 23-yard line, and here comes the Raiders offense. Come on, Raiders. Come on, Raiders. Gotta get a dub today. The only chance that the Raiders have to make the playoffs is you got to win today. So they're 8-8 on the season. The Chargers are 5-11 in our Madden Simulation season. And when you look at the AFC playoff picture, I would say that the Raiders right now have probably a 10% chance to make it. If you win, you got to have a lot of other things fall in your direction. However, it's not impossible. And it's also the Chargers, so F them. Shotgun. Gardner Minshew's going to drop back. He's going to look. He's going to throw. Caught. First down. Brock Bowers. That's a hell of a start. I mean, that's exactly the start that you're going to need. The last time that the Raiders played the Chargers last season was 63 drubbing. So to me, the Chargers are going to come out. They're going to be fired up this season because the game before that, Khalil Mack, he ended up having, 5-6 sacks in that game? So to me, get the ball out quickly, establish the running game, and let's beat up the Chargers. Hand ball right side, Zamir, not going to get very far. Try to run it behind Thayer Munford, unable to do so, only gain of 2. Would you run or would you pass? What's up, Zon? How we doing today, brother? This jersey, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit worried about it. Minshew, shotgun, drops back. They're going to try to set up a screen here. They do to Zamir. Really bad block there, but he's able to stiff arm. 3rd down and 1. I mean, I really kind of wish Zamir, he was able to evade it, gain a few extra yards. 3rd down and 1. I mean, what do you do here? Do you run or do you pass? It looks like it's a long one. Ball to 47. Yeah, it's a long one. Some sort of power I formation. Alexander Madison in at fullback. Devontae, fake handoff to Zamir. Throws wide open. Oh, man, Jacoby takes a lick, but it's a big first down for the silver and black. I mean, I actually think that Devontae's more open here. I mean, you need to hit Devontae on that route. But, hey, first down, I'm not going to complain. Ball here at the 38. 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter of action. Get those ones flowing down in the chat. Come on, Raiders. Minshew, fake handoff to Zamir. Really good block in there by Miller. Containing, oh, God, what is this? Throws it up, and he comes down with it. Michael Mayer this season has made some unbelievable catches. I mean, he just tossed that bad boy up. Literally just tossed it up. Wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. We are in the red zone, which means if anybody needs a Raiders jersey this upcoming season, go to chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys. Those links are going to be available to y'all down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. Power I, Zamir, the running back, ball to 4. Fullback dive to Madison. And he's going to get up to about the 2-yard line. 2nd down and goal. I don't hate the play call. I think it's a good play call. You get 2 yards, and now, to me, if you're the Raiders, your playbook opens way more. Think about all the 2-point conversion plays that you have. And if I'm Las Vegas and you're in this game, you're going for this.
Real life, too, having 2 tight ends helps you so much in this instance right here.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you want to look, nice
man,
run.
That's a hell of a cut back there. Touchdown, Zeus! Show me those TDs, and then 93 Nabman. Bang! The first bang of the day. Nabman. We'll count it. It was 50. It's all good. 50 from Navman. The first bang of the day. Which, hey, you guys know. You guys already know. Navman getting in on the action. Navman, I'll be able to add that to your list. We'll go
7-0. Hey, you got to get up big to start off, and then you got to finish.
That's what I hear. I tell Alex that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The only way that you can finish big is if you get up early.
Oh, yeah.
That's just the word on the street there.
Hey, I mean, Raiders off a heartbreaking loss yesterday, playing in back-to-back days once again.
Blaine Craig, gotta love those great value bangs. Hey, it's a great value. Sometimes you gotta take advantage of it. I'll say this: if today's show gets going, I don't want Zahn to do anything because I got this jersey on, just because this could be a disaster for me. I will say though, I do have a boot already poured up, and it's been sitting here for a while. It's a flat one. I think I might be able to do that, and I can do that under 20 seconds. It's a Zahn boot too. Zahn, especially for you. Ball to 24, 7-0. Raiders have the lead. 4 minutes and 46 seconds to go here. Herbert, he's going to be out of shotgun. You got 4 to the right, 1 to the left. Very interesting formation there by the Chargers. Herbert's going to throw, and he's wide open. Ball's on the ground! I don't know who has it.
Raiders ball.
Raiders football! Big turnover there by the silver and black, and was he down? Is he down? Y for SN for no. I think he's down. I think this one might come back. If you're the Raiders, you got to hurry up. If you're the Raiders, you got to call hike. Let's go. Call hike.
Got to get the turnover belt.
Gotta call hike. Oh, they're going to review it. I think he's down. Son of a... I think he's down. They're going to review it. They're going to review it. I think that's not a fumble.
I don't know.
Again, did the ball come out prior?
No, you're right.
Yeah, they're going to give it back to the Chargers. Very close play, but it's going to stay with the Chargers here. Ball here is at the 46, first down and 10. I mean, is that Palmer? He is relieved, to say the least. Pistol formation here for Herbert. Handoff. Who's the running back for the Chargers again? Is that Gus? Gus Edwards, and Wilkins is injured again. Wilkins got injured last week against the Saints, and now he's banged up here yet again. Really, really got to be able to have him out there for our defense to be as great as what it can be. Charles Snowden is in the game, who I don't even think makes the team. I mean, if Wilkins were to go down, you'd be looking at Adam Butler, John Jenkins.
They brought up Snowden from the practice squad this week.
Oh, yeah?
Because you're allowed to bring up a certain number of players per week.
Sure. Byron Young's going in above him. Nesta Jade's going in before him. Matthew Butler's going in before him. Second and 8. Herbert, I don't know what that throw was. Incomplete. That looked like it slipped coming out of his hand.
And
uh-oh. I missed this yesterday. I'm not going to lie.
It's a third down.
Come on, nation. Stand up. Third down and 8. Herbert, shotgun. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Herbert drops back, slings it. Wide open Palmer. And he's going to make Jack Jones miss. Tackle made there by Trevon Merrick. That's a backbreaker. First and goal for the Chargers. Palmer has honestly really, really killed us in this Madden season. Even last season I can remember. Palmer was tough. Ah, dang it. That one hurts. That one definitely hurts, man. First down and goal. Ball at the 8. 2 to the left. You got 2 to the right. Herbert, shotgun. Crosby, they're double teaming him. Throw short. What on earth was that? Brandon Faison just did the ultimate Olay missed tackle. Ball now at the 1.
How about that Crosby pick, though? Or touchdown yesterday.
Dude, the Crosby touchdown was good. I couldn't believe how well the defense played, and they still lost. They gave up 21 points in the fourth quarter. Damn, brutal. Ball at the 1. Pitch. What a play by Tyree Wilson. That's a hell of a tackle. That's what you're looking for from the second-year kid out of Texas Tech. Third down and goal now. So you were second and goal at the 1. I will say never do a pitch play in Madden. Pitch plays do not work here. Do not work. Jake Sir, Billy Davis, Robert Jansen, Punisher. All spamming those threes down below. Herbert, shotgun. 1 to the left, 2 to the right. Herbert looking, throws, middle, caught, touchdown. Palmer. Palmer's killing us, man. Palmer's freaking killing us, man. Also, looks like we got some breaking news here in the NFL world. Christian Darrisaw, 4-year, $113 million deal. $77 million guaranteed. I can remember Raiders fans calling me a hater for wanting them to draft Darrisaw over Alex Leatherwood. 7 plays, 55 yards.
Just imagine if you were GM, the Raiders could have Christian Darrisaw and Brian Burns.
Yeah. And CeeDee Lamb. And not Damon Arnett. Yeah.
It's crazy how bad the Raiders have drafted.
So I'll admit, like Crosby was a player that we talked about a little bit. He was in one of our mock drafts. I don't know if I would have taken Crosby. I don't know if I would have taken Renfro. Foss Moreau was in our mock draft that one year that we did it. I know this. If I was the GM of the Raiders, if most people were the GM of the Raiders, we'd be a lot better than where we are now. But hopefully Telesco and AP can turn the ship around. I honestly like the way that our offseason has went. The quarterback's still a question mark, but hey, if Aiden or Gardner can both prove to be average QBs, we're going to the playoffs. That's all you need. If your quarterback play can be average, you're going to the playoffs. That's how good this defense is. 7-7 is the score. You got 2 to the right. Looks like Mayer's got his hand in the dirt. By himself down at the bottom is Brock Bowers. Dylan Laube in at running back. Devontae Adams going to go in motion. Fake hand off to Laube. Minshew steps up into the pocket, throws. First down, Devontae. I mean, that's a beautiful route there, and I kind of like the pre-snap motion there where Devontae lines up right behind Jacoby Myers. And if you're a defender, you got to make a choice, right? Am I going to stick with Jacoby? Am I going to just follow Devontae? Really solid read there by Minshew. I mean, as soon as he got back there, he freaking let that one rip. 2 to the left again. Gardner, handoff. Really nice running lane there created by Michael Mayer, and it's a big first down by the Raiders. Great blocking there by your offensive line. Great job getting to the next level there by Mayer, and a hell of a job there by Alexander Madison in at fullback to set that edge. Really, really good job. Really, really good job. Jansen. I mean, I think that the Raiders have a good offensive line. What's your confidence level in the offensive line, Nation? Minshew drops back. He's looking again. Throws. That's a little bit of a risky throw. Caught by Jacoby. Jacoby had his guy beat, but Minshew, I think, threw that one behind him a little bit. There's a lot of action here in this first quarter. Lot of action, man. Oh, my back.
Your neck?
Yep, in my crack. First down and 10, ball to 27. Minshew, they're slinging the rock here. Going to drop back, going to look, throw. That's the Minshew throw. Where he looks so good sometimes. And honestly, you're lucky you didn't put that one on target.
He was 6 for 6 before that.
If that ball's on target, that's a pick. Yep. Ball to 27 again. Are they going to go back to the ground game? Looks like Chargers got 7 guys in the box. And it's going to be a handoff to Zeus up the middle. Third down and 6.
If Perryman didn't come in there, I think
Zeus is plowing.
He was plowing that other guy. That was a huge pause of a sentence. But
oh, yeah. Zeus plowing that guy.
If Perryman didn't come in there.
Yeah. Zeus would have plowed that guy. There's a lot of pauses going on. One to the right, one to the left. Shotgun, Laube. They're going to send Bowers in motion. See, that's the exact same play they did last time with Devontae. But this time they're going to go to Bowers, aren't they? Yep. Touchdown, Raiders. Brock Bowers. Show me those TDs, man. Those are 2 stellar drives by the Raiders. Are we going to get another 63-point game? Did you notice, though, they ran the exact same play, just opposite. So the play that they ran with Devontae, they brought him in motion right behind Jacoby, and it was more of a slant route, right? They would probably run right to the pylon, hit Devontae for a first down. Now they switch it. Devontae's in front of Brock Bowers. Bowers goes in motion, tells Bauer to get to the pylon other way. Like the play call a lot. Show me those TDs. I got Punisher, Gilbert. What up, Steven? John Fallon, Raider Izzy, all rocking with us, and that was a hell of a dive. Hell of a dive to find pay dirt.
Dip, div. Wait, what are the 5 in dodgeball?
Dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge. Patches O'Houlihan, one of the greatest of all time. Like, if you think about the greatest coaches of all time, there's John Madden. Patches has got to be right there.
What about
true underdog story, Chuggs?
Herman Boone.
Gets out to the 27. Coach Boone.
What about Coach Taylor? East Dillon Panthers.
I'd probably go with Coach Boone.
Yeah, back-to-back Virginia state championships.
Coach Boone. Though, again, Patches O'Houlihan. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Can you imagine that? That'd be wild.
Dude, did you know they're making a second dodgeball?
Really?
Yeah, they're coming out with a second dodgeball next year.
No way. How am I just now hearing about this?
Look it up. Open a tab.
Are you same people?
Yes.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
Oh, here. I got you.
What about Michel? If you walked in on a guy putting pizza down his pants, what would you do? I don't know. Be something, man.
Yeah, 2025.
2025. I hope it's not like Anchorman 2. I thought Anchorman 2 was horrendous. What a play by Marcus Epps to break that one up. 3rd down and 8. Like, I loved Anchorman. Anchorman 2, though, is bad. Not too often is it sequel? I think the only sequel that I can honestly say that I really loved.
Shrek.
I don't really remember it. You're probably right. Hangover. I think all the Hangovers are good.
Wayne's World 2.
Never seen it. Throw, left side, incomplete. 4th down. That's huge, man. That is a huge, huge stop. If anybody wants to get some Raiders questions going while we're also doing this Madden Sim, hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat to skip the line. Believe it or not, I actually appreciate the questions. It helps keep the show moving. Punt is away here. And back to receive it. It's going to be Laub. He's going to have to use call fair catch at the 25. And here comes this Raiders offense that's been cooking today. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Here we go. Sandlot 2 was bad. Well, it was more of like a love story. Guardians of the Galaxy. That was a good one. Minshew. Oh, boy. Steps up. Let's go. Gardner's having the best game he's had all season.
Little tap-toe Minshew right there.
I mean, dude, I don't know if Aiden's making that play. I don't know if Aiden's making that one. That's where Gardner can be the better QB, where he can do those things. Though Aiden probably the more accurate quarterback. Minshew under center. He's going to drop back. Quick throw. First down? Yep, first down. They're going to give it to him. 8 of 9 for 131 and a touch.
I see in the chat right now, Rocky 2 I think was better than the first Rocky.
Deadpool 2?
Deadpool 2 was good.
That's a good one. I got invited to a wedding today.
Yeah?
Raider fan invited me to their wedding. It's kind of wild. I would love to be able to go, but it's on August 10th. Handoff, Zamir White. He's only going to get about 4. I mean, the blocking has been pretty solid today for the Raiders.
Where's the wedding?
California. Or no, it's a lie. Nevada. Yeah, Nevada.
We can just go a couple days early.
How? We got to do, there's a game on the 10th. That's when the wedding is. Minshew, shotgun, going to drop back. He's looking still. He's going to throw right side. Oh, did he get his feet in? He says no, incomplete.
Review that.
Who was that to?
I think
was that Bowers?
Review that. AP, throw the flag.
Was that a catch?
AP, throw the flag.
Was that a catch? That's close. He's not going to throw it. Minshew drops back on 3rd down and 6. Buying some time. Give me that first. First down, Brock Bowers. Goes back to him. I mean, Bowers having a big game today. 4 for 50. They didn't show his touchdown, though. He scored that touchdown. He's got 4 for 50 and a touch. Antonio Pierce fired up, man. You ever seen Predator 2? I don't know if I've seen it. Predator's a good movie.
Is that the one about Deshaun Watson?
Honestly, Predator 26. 2nd down and 7 after a 3-yard gain. Have you seen Predator 26? He plays for the Browns. 2nd down and 7. What? Oh. There's way too many sequels. Oh, boy. Minshew. Oh, God. Come on, Zeus! Let's go! I mean, nice little stretch run play there to your right side. They've run pretty effectively behind Thayer Munford today, behind Dylan Parham, and he's able to pick up a tough, and I mean tough first down. That's a tough one. Good shit, man. Real good shit right there. 1st down and 10. Minshew. And Zamir White's tackled. Loss of 2. That made the tackle? Oh, Junior Colson. That's a good name. Out of Michigan. Colson was definitely a linebacker that I was hoping the Raiders would be able to figure out a way to get. Unfortunately, didn't happen. All right, I got a deal out there. Zon, I don't know if you're watching or not. Zon, I don't want you to do anything crazy because you went really, really crazy yesterday. If we get 3 more bangs on today's show, 3 more bangs, I'm going to do a boot here for Zon. 3 bangs. Real bangs. Or 6 great value bangs is what some of y'all say. 3rd down and 6. Minshew's going to drop back. He's going to look. He's going to throw. Delivers. Caught. And it's going to be another 1st down here. Michael Mayer. Laubie's fired up. Laubie's fired up, man. Ball at the 26. I mean, if you can go up here. I mean, they've scored every drive. Though this is usually when Minshew makes me nervous in this game. This is usually when he makes me a little bit nervous. Punisher, that 89-87 combo. Quick question here to the nation. Who's going to have more receiving yards this year? Brock Bowers or Michael Mayer? Minshew pitch. Zeus. Okay, Alexander Madison. What an unbelievable... I mean, he just trucked that dude. Who was that? Was that Perriman? I don't know who it was. Trucked him. Zeus has been running with some authority today. 2nd and Chuggs. Oh, yeah, it's definitely 2nd and Chuggs. Power eye. Devontae. It's good Chuggs. Fake handoff to Zamir. He got Madison in the flat. Now he's going to throw it down the field. Wide open. Caught. Touchdown. Is he hurt? Michael Mayer. I thought he got up and he was holding his gut here a little bit. I don't know what he's doing. What is that? Is that... So we have the gritty. Is that the Passion of the Christ? The crucifixion? I mean, what is that? T? The start of LCA? I don't even know. If anybody wants a Brock Bowers jersey, go to chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys. Hey, man, we got Bowers, we got Michael Mayer, we got tons and tons of Raiders jerseys available. If you ever need a jersey, whether it's now, August, September, next May, always remember this link because there's always jerseys available. Chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys. Touchdown, silver and black. Do y'all got Carter Bradley jerseys? I'm going to be honest, probably not.
I honestly think, I don't know. Can you make a custom Carter Bradley?
You can't make a custom Carter Bradley at chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys because they won't allow you to put Bradley in 14 for copyright. Like you can't, even though it would cost you more and they would make more money off it, like you can't make a custom jersey and put 98 Crosby. They won't allow you. Yeah, I don't know. Mitch, win and in, or do we need help from Serb? We got to win, and we need help. We need some help. So, again, we're 8-8 in our Madden season at this point, Serb. Not great. Definitely not great. Though, there's still time. There's still time. I mean, if the Raiders finish the season 9-8, I would look at it as an improvement. I mean, you got better than what you were last season, and that's all you can ever ask for, just get better and better. But I would say, oh boy, broken up. This Raiders defense has really, really stepped up. If the Raiders finish 9-8, I want this team to be better. I really do. They have a defense that can be much better. It's just, can their quarterback play be average? Because they have skill position players, and I hope that Aiden can get it done. Hope Mitch can get it done, whoever it is. Palmer, man, we got to figure out an answer for him. Herbert's 5-9, 92 and a touchdown. Palmer today's got 3 for 62 and a touch. And he's whooping us right now. Absolutely whooping us. Noah, Mitch, that was the Christ Air, the skateboard move. From what, Tony Hawk? Christ Air? Or was that an SS Tricky? People doing the worm on a snowboard. That's why I loved SS Tricky, man. SS Tricky was a fun game.
It was great. I always was the hippie guy who had the afro. They had the one white dude in there with the afro.
Oh, that's who one of my buddies was growing up. SS Tricky characters. Let me see here. Okay, you were the afro guy. I don't remember who I was, unfortunately. I don't even see my character.
I think you would love this, but my best friend from Houston, he knows this like hack with a Wii, to where you can have all
Herbert pressured, got him.
sacked.
Malcolm and Mad Max. That's a big stop, and now it's 4th down and 16.
Oh yeah,
Bro, we might get another 63-point game.
He has a hack where you can get all of the GameCube, Wii games, and whatever on a Wii. Like, he can, like, jailbreak it. And you can have whatever games you want.
Really?
All of them.
Oh, you know who I was? I was Mac. Mac Frazier. That's the SS Tricky guy that I was. Mac. 100%.
But, no, yeah, if you're interested, that seems like something that you would want.
Just jailbreak it?
Yeah, and it has all, like, the old school games. Like, all the Mario Karts, all the Marios, NFL Street.
Tell him to hit me up. OC, what is the Chargers' record in this sim? 5-11. In fact, if you guys want, I can tell you, if anybody wants to know any team, like the Broncos in our Madden sim, 3-14.
They might get Shador.
Yikes. Throw, Tay! First down and then some. I mean, they're slinging it right now. This is like last year. This is, dude. They're killing them. If they lose this game, bro, I'm not kidding you. Yesterday, you hoed me.
It wasn't me.
Hoed me.
It was Madden.
27-10 entering the 4th quarter. Unbelievable.
It wasn't me.
Hoed me.
I'm gonna plead Shaggy on this.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't me.
21-7, 2 timeouts left here for the silver and black. Chargers do get ball to start the second half. That's not a great throw.
But you caught me on the counter.
Ball to 40. Do you run or do you pass here? Do you try to kill a little bit of clock or...
I keep on slinging it. I mean,
Gardner's been slinging it.
You've been throwing it everywhere. Put your foot on their throat. If you can go up 28-7 at half, that's taking the soul from another team.
The Chiefs' record, I want to say, is 14-3.
Oh!
Flag caught, though, by
That's going to be
Devontae.
pass interference on the D.
You think? Not going to matter.
That's your guy.
Actually, I think that they accepted it.
Yeah.
Because I think it gave him at the 22 where Devontae went down at the 23.
That was one of your draft steals that you were upset.
Who?
Cam Hart.
Oh, yeah. I like Cam Hart. Good player. Gardner looks, throws.
Oh, he had
just
him.
missed him. Honestly, just missed him. I don't know if there was pressure there on that play. I had to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker. That one was close, though. That one was close. 2nd down and 10, ball to 22.
I just like that you and hundreds of Raider fans went to bed last night thinking about a Madden sim.
I was pissed. Quick throw, Mayer, gain of 4. I think it's a good play call. I was going to say on that play personally, that would be a play that I would consider running the football. Where what you don't want is you don't want the Chargers who have 3 timeouts to have any time left. Like, realistically, you're in field goal range here. If you were to go up 3 possessions on your division rival, like, what more could you really ask for? Obviously, you want to score a touchdown here, but you also want to keep the clock moving. Like, that's not what you wanted. Some sort of miscommunication there. 4th down and 6. The Raiders field goal unit's now going to come out here onto the field, which means the Chargers are going to have 30 seconds and 3 timeouts. They're going to have about 30 seconds and about 3 timeouts. Carlson from about 35. Kicks up, kicks good, 24-7. Carlson missed the field goal against the Saints. That one hurt. That one hurt. Looking back on it, that was a big one.
That was a game changer.
Huge. 24-7 is the score. Reminder, if anybody wants to get in for a 50-50 raffle, $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. Right now, you would be in for a chance to win $290 here on the Raiders Report. Also, we are doing half off bang, so 50 is a bang today. And if you do a regular bang, it counts as 2. Kick is away, Carlson. And it's going to be caught literally at the goal line. Coming out now is going to be at the 22, down at the 23. First down and 10 for the Chargers. 25 seconds away from halftime. If you're the Chargers, do you just take a knee, you go into halftime, or you're like, we got to do something?
I try to score.
Try to at least get a field goal, make it a 2-possession ball game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you got Justin Herbert, you're paying him that much money, you try to put points on the board.
I throw on the first play. If it's a bad play or incomplete, then I just run the ball.
Yeah.
You got to try on the first play to see if you can get anything.
I'm with you. Herbert, going to drop back here. He's looking, throws it, caught. Second down and 1, timeout Chargers.
Yeah.
That's okay. If you're the Raiders, you're okay with that. They got 21 seconds. You got 2 timeouts. You could do that the next 3 times. You're okay.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, like they're going to get closer and closer to the 50. I mean, they got to get 40 yards here to be in field goal range. You got to get about 40-ish yards. 21 seconds. Just can't give up a big one. Herbert, shotgun again. I don't know who is in the slot there. Yikes.
Oh.
That's exactly.
Diablo if he puts his hands up.
Divine Diablo. What does the exclamation point mean? Like he knows he effed up?
Oh, above the player? No. That's like a key, like while you're playing Madden of like this player is like a hot route or something like that.
Interesting. Because as soon as they called hike, that exclamation point went up, and I mean you could tell there was a mismatch there. Ball to 50. This is where you got to get a stop now, Raiders. 1 timeout left here for the Chargers. Your defense has played well. Oh boy, screen. They just got to get rid of that one. I mean that's not even close to anybody. That's legitimately not even close to anybody. What's going on out there?
Mm-hmm.
Jackie sprints.
The breaking news?
I don't see any. If there is, I don't see any. Unless it's the Vikings. Second down and 10. Herbert pressured. Got to throw, and he got to get rid of it again. Third down and 10. Really good job there by the Raiders. Really, really, really good job there by the Raiders. And it's third down. Come on, nation. Get up off of that thing. Woo!
Make it bit up. Sending 3. Koontz. All right there.
Got to get rid of it.
Incomplete.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. So now the Raiders, you're up 24-7 against the Chargers here.
Here we go. Drops back. Oh, they're going for it on 4th and 10. He's going Hail Mary deep.
Oh, man.
Touch. No.
Oh. And he hits it out of bounds. Chuggs, I got to push out a video here, or at least just like tweet it. I don't know if they tagged me in it. I just don't want to distract everybody while I do this.
For sure. First half stats. Score obviously 24-7. 30 snaps on offense to 22 for the Chargers. 8 rush plays. 4 for the Chargers. Chargers have 0 rushing yards in the first half. Raiders have 53. Pass plays 18-20. Chargers have 113 yards through the air. Raiders, Gardner Minshew has thrown for over 200 yards so far. Can they keep it up going into the second half? Zamir punching it in on that touchdown. Then we have Gardner Minshew, who just dimed it up to Brock Bowers in the dive for the touchdown. Some great plays from the first half. Got to hold off Herbert and this Chargers offense going into the second half. They're going to start off with the ball. Need to stop them. Can't let them score a touchdown on the first drive. You don't want them to get back into the game, give them any semblance of hope, any semblance of life. You can't do it.
I'm with you.
So you got to really put your foot on their throat, stop them on this first drive to start the second half.
Here we go. I mean, what the Raiders really got to just do a good job of, and I hope that they don't switch it up, is don't change your game plan. Like, don't get conservative. Don't, start playing soft defense. Don't try to score points. Because to me, that's when you shoot yourself in the foot. You have all the momentum right now. Whatever game plan you cooked up, it's obviously working. Don't go away from it. What a freaking tackle there by Amari Burney. Holy shit. And here comes Herbert.
Has he been the special teams MVP for the Raiders this Madden season?
He's been really solid on special teams. And I think he's going to be a really good player this year for the Raiders. Laube.
It's got to be Laube.
As soon as you said it, I was like, he's got 3 touchdowns this year. It's got to be Laube.
Bobby Hernandez. Oh, yeah.
What up? First down and 10. Herbert under center. It's going to be a handoff left side. Really good open field tackle made there by Jack Jones. Marcus Peters could never. Peters, that's a first down and then some. That's a business decision. That's a hell of a tackle there by Jack. Jansen, don't tell me 23 yards. I mean, it feels like where they start every time. It really is. They start at the 23 every time. 2nd and 4. Herbert's going to drop back. Quick throw. Diving catch. No, incomplete.
It's
incomplete.
A third down.
I'm not going to lie. That's a pretty good one, man. That's a pretty good one. Drops back. Herbert.
Oh.
And he makes a guy miss, complete a pass. Herbert today, 8 of 18 for 135 and a touchdown. Hayden Hurst, 4 for 65. He's kind of been the guy, him and Palmer have really killed the Raiders today. Pierce is fired up right now.
Philip B., this isn't soccer, brother.
What does that mean?
The goal.
Goal. That would be funny. That would be...
Oh, a little end around. Wide open spaces. Fleetwood Mac on the catch.
What the flip is that? Oh, wow. Is that the rookie?
Ladd
McConkey. Ball to 41. See, this isn't what you wanted if you're the Raiders. This can get... Yeah, no. This isn't what you were looking for. It is still a 3-possession game, but to me, the defense has gotten a little bit soft.
Yep.
Again, it's all right. Gain of 5.
Yes.
Gain of 5. The only bad part about Madden is it's really hard to just you don't really have a time to ever catch your breath.
Yeah. Philip, the funny thing is, in high school, I was our announcer for our basketball and softball teams.
Oh, really?
So I would do the starting lineup. Dude, it was lit. Our basketball team went to state that year. I did the starting lineups each game for our home varsity games.
Hayden Hurst wide open, first down and 10 in the red zone. Oh, yeah?
Starting at guard. And I would always say, they all grew up, they were all my buddies growing up. So I would say, instead of what college they went to, I would say hailing from this elementary school. So I'd say, starting at guard, hailing from Brookwood Elementary.
That's awesome.
Standing 5'11", number 2. Orion Lewis.
Yeah, dude, that's cool. I'd say the closest thing that I did to anything like that was I was really good friends with most of the basketball guys in high school, and I don't know how it started, but when they would announce the players, guys would do their handshake, and then the guys would run to the student section and then do a handshake or whatever, and I used to always just chest bump my guy Mike O. Michael Owen's right. What up, Mike? 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Pitch, left side.
And the pitch play never works.
Pitch play never works. Keep doing it, though. If you're the Chargers, keep doing it. Because the last time they had it 2nd and goal, second and goal, they did a pitch and they lost 5 yards.
You should keep on buying Raiders jerseys with our friends over at Fanatics. You can do so when you go to chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys. They have all jerseys available right now. I would recommend the Max Crosby jersey, Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, all available.
Backs, pistol, handoff. Got him, Tyree! Oh my God, he got a first down. Oh, Tyree.
How does he miss it?
Oh, he made such a good tackle the last time they were in this position, and then he just lets them squeak out, and they get the yard. Oh. First and goal. Herbert under center. Handoff, Gus. Walks it in, touchdown. See, now you got a ball game. Now it's 24-14.
13.
Extra point's good. I'm already, spoiler alert, this one's going to be up when it's good.
We have yet to see a missed extra point.
We have yet to see a missed field goal by an opposing team. The Raiders have missed two. Have yet to see a missed field goal, though.
All of the other teams' missed field goals are in the other sense. That's why.
24-13. Kick is up. Shocker.
Yep.
Kick is good. I don't know what just happened. And we're back. Just blacked out the game.
Yep. The lights went out in Allegiant for like 2 seconds.
The lights will flicker on and off.
That'd be scary.
Dude.
In there with a bunch of rowdy Raider fans right after a Charger score, all the lights go out. All you hear is, ah!
Oh, no. 24-14, 3:55 to go. Laube got to take it out of the end zone.
Oh, no.
And he gets to the 20-yard line. I honestly thought he was going to get to the 23 there, Jansen. Really, really did. If you're the Raiders, don't switch up anything. You've been cruising along. You've been doing what you've been doing. Keep it going. Just saw somebody ask, how much is the 50-50? It's a $20 Venmo, which right now you would win $290 here on the Raiders Report. 24-14 is the score. 3:52 to go. Total yards. I mean, the Raiders they've scored what? Every drive. Minshew, fake handoff to Zeus. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Minshew! Just got kicked in the head. Throw a flag. Imagine a quarterback slides and he gets kicked in the head. Come on. If that's Mahomes, that guy's getting kicked out.
Death penalty.
Probably. We were just going to kick you out of the game, but it's Mahomes. We're going to give you the chair. 2nd and 3. Ball to 27. Run the rock. Fake handoff to Zeus. Oh, boy. Open, caught, Devontae. I can't even believe he stood up on his feet. Big first down there for the silver and black. Keep those chains going, baby. The Chargers don't have an answer for it right now. They don't got an answer.
Same as the last time they played.
Yeah?
Devontae with his flu game.
Oh, shit, yeah. The flu game. Holy crap. That Chargers game was, again, you lose 3-0, and 4 days later you win 63-21. I mean, that's the most Raiders thing I've ever heard of. Ball at the 46, Zeus. A little too much dancing there. I want him to lower his head, get north and south.
Way too much Jansen dancing.
Way too much Jansen dancing. What in the Robert Jansen dancing is going on here? Yep. Under center, Minshew. Looks like they got, what was that, Mayer and Bauer on the left side. Bauer coming across the middle of the field. Minshew looks open, fires wide open, Devontae. Let's go, baby. 63-21 would be the ultimate troll job. I don't know if that's possible in this game with the amount of time. They got to hurry. They got to hurry. You got to hurry. Raiders up 10. Minshew, power eye again. And they're going to go back to the ground game here with Zeus. Whew. Almost able to break that one. If I'm the Raiders here and it's 2nd down and 3, okay, I'm letting this clock go all the way down to 1 minute, and I'm running it again. I'm going to try to do my best here to get into the 4th quarter on this side of the field. We are in the red zone, which means, again, chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys is the link if you need a jersey. 3rd down and 1. I mean, the fact that the Raiders took no time off the clock there, this should be the final play of the 3rd quarter. It should be. Should be the final play of the 3rd. That's a long one. I'll tell you.
Chuggs.
Bowers and Mayer on the left side, and they're going to go back to the ground game, and it's Zeus 1st down Raiders. For the love of God, Let it go all the way down. Yeah, I'm saying you let it go all the way down and you run a play. I mean, it's side by side. Side by side. Minshew, shotgun. There's a mismatch there on the right side. Mismatch on the right side, Gardner. Throws, caught, touchdown! Raiders, Jacoby Myers. If you're going to give Jacoby one-on-one and there's going to be no help over the top against, that's a matchup. You got to go for it. I'm glad AP saw it. I'm glad Minshew saw it. Takes advantage of it. Not the greatest throw. A little bit behind him. Big touchdown there, though. 30-14. Was anybody close to this score prediction? I don't remember. Are we going to get a 40 burger? Are we about to get a 40 burger? Next person that bangs, I'm doing a beer bong. Let's go. We're up 31-14. It's the final quarter of our Madden Sim season. It's kind of sad. I love doing the Madden Sims, though. I'm not going to lie to y'all.
The happy part is the end of the Madden Sim season means the start of
the regular season. The real season.
The real season. Preseason.
I'll also say this, and I can't really explain this because I haven't felt this way in a long time. You know that day when you're in high school, middle school, elementary school, and it's like the final day before your summer vacation? I kind of have that vibe right now. I'm like, today's the last like real work day that I have before my trip. I got a little bit of the last day of school vibe feel right now. I'm not going to lie to y'all. 9 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Raiders were up 17 points against the Saints heading into the fourth quarter. Last week, lost. I'll tell you this, if you think I think that this game's over, I don't.
Sack.
What a play there by Malcolm. Malcolm said, shut up, Mitch, we're getting this dub. Shut up, Mitch, we're getting this dub.
Put him up for fourth quarter time, baby.
Jansen, I say iconic a lot, I know that. There's a lot of things. I think this, though, when you do this show as often as what Chuggs and I do, and you're as live as often as us, you kind of run out of things to say sometimes. Throws, middle, caught. Third and Chuggs. This is an honest third and Chuggs. I mean, that might be the size of a lace of a football away.
Oh, yeah.
It's close.
Best lace you've ever felt.
Oh, dude, no doubt. No doubt.
Best lace you've
I mean,
ever
look
felt.
at that. That's the ball's over the line. If they call hike and fall down, it's a first. Completed. First down. It's going to... Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Punisher. That was the definition of third and Chuggs. Correct. Another blackout. What on earth? What in the 2012 Super Bowl is going on right now?
Allegiant's having some trouble.
Well, technical difficulties here. Herbert.
The only light in the building was Al's torch.
And it's another first down. Ball at the 44.
Because it runs off of the power of Raider Nation. No electricity.
I say legendary a lot, too. Yep. Don't y'all do random Madden Sims? We did last year. We did one for a Cowboys game, and we did one against Derek Carr. Those are the ones we did last year. But this year, I don't know if we'll have time. Herbert throws down the field. Broken up. Nice play there. Hell of a job there by Jack Jones. Chuggs, you're going to get mad at me. Can I go pee real quick? Ball at the 44. 31-14 is the score. Come on. Let's get a stop.
Here we go. 2nd and 10. Herbert. He's looking. All right. Takes a snap. Drops back. All the time. Finds a crossing pattern, but only for 4 yards, so it's 3rd down. All right, guys. 3rd and 6. It's a long 6. The shitty Chargers, no way they picked this up. Worst team I've ever seen. That's a fact. Justin Loser Herberts. He connects. 1st and 10 to Lad McConkey. 6:06 remaining in the fourth quarter. Raiders up by, 17? They can eke this one out. I mean, 6 minutes left. You just got to spin some clock once you get the ball back. It doesn't matter if they score here. Oh, almost picked. Jack Jones was right there. Pass intended for Quentin Johnson. The former TCU Horned Frog. Jack Jones read it like a book. Justin Herbert doesn't even know how to throw. One of the worst throwers I've seen. Oh, Max Crosby's there. Max Crosby's there. Sack the Condor. And that brings up third down. What a play. What a play. Mad Max with the sack. Chuggs. It's a long six is crazy. It's a long six. Single back formation for the Chargers, 3rd and 19, 3rd and a mile. Herbert drops back over the middle. Oh, he's not going to get there. 4th and 1. They're going to have to go for this. They're going to have to go for this. It's 4th down and 1. 5 minutes remaining. They're down by 17. You have to. They have to score a touchdown here. They're going to go for it. Single back. Do they run here, though? It's going to be dropped back by Herbert. Looks. Oh, my goodness. Missed tackle. I think that was either Epps or Merrick. Missed tackle.
That was Epps. That was Epps.
That would have been the nail in the coffin right there.
That would have done it. I agree. That would have done it.
Now it's 1st and 10.
Ball here at the 22-yard line. 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go. They're going to stick with the ground game. I mean, you let that clock keep going. If you're the Raiders, keep letting that clock tick down.
Yeah, I would let them run.
Yeah. Let them complete some passes. I mean, what you don't want, again, it's a 3-possession game right now. You don't want to leave them with too much momentum because it can switch quickly in this game. Herbert looks, throws. I thought Jack was going to be able to step up there.
Jack's been there like a couple times in this game where you're like, you think he's about to
I thought he was about to step up there. 1st down and goal, ball at the 9. Cheers to the nation.
Cheers to the freaking weekend. I'll drink to that.
Yeah. Ball at the 9. Herbert looking. Throws, touchdown. Ladd McConkey. 31-20 is the score. 31-21.
It's okay. Like I said, once you get the ball back, if you just run it, you should be good.
I mean, if you're the Chargers, do you use your timeouts here? Like if I'm the Raiders and I get the ball, okay, I'm running the football. Like I'm trying to get to that 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
Because how much time's left? You're at 3:46. You should technically be able to get this down to the 2-minute warning, and the Chargers could have all 3 of their timeouts. They could. But that means then they got to score again.
Oh.
What?
Talking to the ref?
Hardball.
Fake hardball.
Fake hardball. I'm definitely running on 1st down. Definitely going to run the football on 2nd down. Now, unless you lose like 5 or something, it's just ridiculous. 31-21. For a game that really feels like it's been totally dominated by the Raiders.
Onside kick.
All right, we're going to see. Oh, God.
They got it! Oh, my God!
Did you home me again?
The Chargers recovered.
Did it go 10 yards?
The Raiders player touched it.
Oh, no, you're right. You're going to home me again, aren't you? This is unbelievable. We're really going to do this again, aren't we? Really going to do this again, aren't we? Herbert looks, no way. He was out of bounds. 2nd down and 8. Now I'm nervous. Bro, if this is a real-life football game, everybody in here is freaking out. Freaking out, dude. Santana, I'm with you, dude. No way. There's no effing way. Herbert, shotgun. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Raiders going to bring some pressure. It's just Palmer's just too easy. First down and 10. I mean, again, the Raiders were up 24-7 in this game. And they're letting them back in it. And I don't feel like they've played bad. The Raiders haven't played bad. This has been a game that I really feel like has been dominated by the silver and black. And yet, this could be a 3-point game. Herbert, shotgun, going to drop back. He's just wide open. How's this possible? How are they getting this open? Ball at the 30. Oh, my God. We need some good vibes, man. It's the last game all over again from Live Oak. OC, did Mitch run his laps yet? I did. I posted it on Twitter. 28 laps. It took a long time. I'm not going to lie. Herbert, he's just open again. Caught. Pushed out of bounds. First down and goal. Quentin Johnson. Guys, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Getting Raiders jerseys at chatsports.com/Raiders jerseys.
This is frustrating. This is frustrating. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Herbert again, shotgun. Got to get an answer here, man. Pressured, Herbert scrambles, throws, touchdown Chargers. Oh my goodness. Joshua Palmer, 31-28. Do you kick the onside kick again? It worked. I've never seen an onside kick get completed either in this game. I mean, Jacorian, I don't even know what he did there. I don't even know what he did there. Now it's a 3-point game, and they have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. This is a disaster. This is a disaster. This is another game where I'm instantly turning off the game. Instantly. Well, no. I'm saying, this is a real Madden game, and you lose this game, instantly turn it off. Don't even think about it. Instantly turn off. 31-28. Yeah, I'm panicking right now. How nervous are you? 1 to 10. 1 being you're not nervous. 10, you're freaking out. Real football game, this is a 10. Actually, I'm happy the Chargers are kicking it away. Laube. Oh. Just go down, bro. Ball's going to be here at the 19. If you're the Raiders, you gotta make them use some timeouts, but then also, I don't think that you can just roll on your back here. Your defense is gassed. Your defense has got to be absolutely winded. They've been giving up big plays after big plays. You got to get a first down. They're going to have the 2-minute warning. If I'm the Chargers here, I allow the Raiders to let this go all the way down to the 2-minute warning because you're only technically losing 16 seconds. Handoff. Zeus. And they're going to let this go all the way down to the 2-minute warning. Gardner's trying to get a playoff before it, and I don't know what we're doing here. Just go to the 2-minute warning, Gardner. 2-minute warning. Chargers have all 3 timeouts. So now if you're the Raiders, the question is this. Do you go back to the ground game or do you throw it? The Raiders were able to throw the ball pretty effectively early on. Minshew's out of shotgun. 1 to the left, 2 to the right. Laube handoff up the middle. Makes a guy miss. First down, Raiders. What a great run there by Laube. Holy shit. Smart play call, too, there by Getsy. They've been running the ball pretty well with Zeus. You bring in Laube, your pass-catching running back, and you run the rock with them. Timeout Chargers. They have 2 left, minute 57 to go. That's big. Now you just pound the football. Pound the rock. Minshew under center. First down, you win the game. Zamir, handoff. Up the middle. First down, Raiders. Timeout Chargers. They're not going to have enough time, right? Am I tripping? I guess technically maybe it's not over. You could get it. You're at 40. You're about a minute. Another 40. I mean, it's right? Is it over? It's close. Minute 53. Power I formation here. It's looking good, Can't Control. I'm with you. Hand off to Zeus. Got to stay in bounds. It's all right. It's all right. Just go down. Just go down. 2nd and 9, final timeout. I mean, Bosa's literally punching Zamir. Nobody else see that? Literally punching him. Yikes. Reminder, $20 Venmo to get in our 50-50 raffle. It's going to be your last chance to get in. I'm going to send Jeremy the list as soon as this game is over. Minshew under center again. It's going to be a handoff. Zamir up the middle. First down. This time you definitely win it. 3rd down and 3. Yeah, I mean, I thought the game would be over. My math skills are horrible. That's an obvious one.
I also think they didn't take it all the way down.
Yeah. I mean, you got 10 seconds, Gardner. What are we doing here? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Handoff to Zamir. First down Raiders, ball game. Blouses. Blouses. Can I get some W's down below? It's a just one, baby. That's a just one, baby. Ball game. Ball game. That's a big win. That's a really, really big win right there, man. Really, really big win. If you guys haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button. We're going to be doing shows like this all season long. And if you thought this was fun, only wait and see what we do during the regular season. Because I guarantee you this, if this game finishes like this, we're probably going to have close to 150, 200,000 people watching the Raiders Report. All right, Jeremy, final call for everybody to get in our Duck Race $20 Venmo.
You're a little puckered there, Mitch.
Dude.
You were a little puckered there.
Butthole was tight. I'm not going to lie to you.
But I do have to say.
Anthony Green, you in.
I do have to say.
20 to win, 300.
I know this is all fake. It's Madden. It's simulations. Mitch's record prediction for the Raiders, 9-8.
Rustin Long, you in.
The Raiders' Madden Sim record to
Patrick
end the season,
B, you in.
9-8.
I also see Can't Walk. You, sir, are in.
Trust me, I did try to get a tie.
You did?
I was hoping that the Raiders would get a tie.
All right, so how about this? Let's figure out if they're going to get into the playoffs right now. So let me go to my Madden Simulation sheet. All right, so the Raiders, they finished the year at 9-8. Let me run it real quick here. It's going to take a little bit. All right, keep on getting those in. $20 Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. All right, Jeremy, I'm looking at it now, and this is how the season ends. So the season ends, let me see if I can. All right, it ends like this. The AFC playoff picture, Chiefs finish as the 1 seed.
Boo.
They finish as the 1 seed.
Texans 2 seed?
2 seed is the Ravens. 3 seed is the Texans.
There we go.
4th seed is the Buffalo Bills. 5th seed, the Bengals. 6th seed, Browns.
17 Raiders.
7th seed, the Jags.
Just miss out.
You know what that means, though? Because the Jags were 10-7. The Raiders have the tiebreaker over the Jags, I believe, because they won the head-to-head. Now,
if they would have won,
if they would have beat that, if they would have won the Saints game, they're 10-7. I think that they probably have the tiebreaker over Jacksonville. Now, it'll come also down to the AFC record, but dude, I think they would have got in. Though the Steelers also finished 10-7. And the Steelers beat the Raiders, so it might come down to an extra tiebreaker there. The Jets also finished 10-7. So, honestly, maybe not. It would have been close.
Yeah.
But that, like, there's proof again where I always say, like, I'm like, if this team finishes 10-7, you might not make the playoffs. Like, the AFC is loaded. Damn it. All right, Raiders missed the playoffs in our Madden season. Yeah, 2nd year in a row.
Come on, Mitch.
I mean, I'll tell you this, though, and this is an honest conversation. For the Raiders to have the quarterback that they do for Madden, Aiden's like a 73, Gardner's like, what, a 76? And for them to go 9-8, that's pretty good. I mean, Think about what Madden is.
Yeah.
Did the Saints make the playoffs from Eric M? No. Saints did not make the playoffs. The best teams in the NFC, I mean, I can tell you guys real quick here if you want. I can roll through all the records for every single team. Arizona went 7-10.
Nice.
Atlanta 11-6. Baltimore 13-4. Buffalo 11-6. Carolina 5-12. Chicago 9-8. The Bengals 13-4. Cleveland 11-6. Dallas 12-5. Christ. 3-14 for the Broncos. The Lions went 14-3. The Packers went 12-5. The Texans went 12-5. The Colts went 5-12. Jacksonville 10-7. Chiefs 14-3. Chargers 5-13.
13-3. Oh wait.
14-3.
Yeah.
Chargers went 5-12. The Rams went 11-6. Raiders 9-8. The Dolphins 6-11. That one's kind of surprising to me. The Vikings 3-14. The Patriots 3-14. Saints 8-9. The Jets actually went 9-8. Philadelphia went 7-10. That's surprising to me. Pittsburgh 9-8. Seattle 6-11. Niners 13-4. Buccaneers 6-11. Titans 3-14. Commanders 7-10. That was our Madden season. The simulations. All right. I think I have everybody's name in here. Raphael, you're in. Murillo, and then Luis Mack. You, sir, are in. $20 Venmo right now, and you would win $360. Though the last time I sent you names, also 36 entries. Funny enough, the one that my dad won yesterday, so he won $460. We got 36 people in. Winner's going to go home with $360 here on the Raiders Report. Good luck to everybody out there. This is the last duck race for me for a little bit. No tie Chuggs. Yep. I'm happy we didn't get a tie, or else I would have had to listen to that for way too long. Ooh, okay. Here we go. Winner of this race is going to go home with $360 starting in 3, 2, 1, run it. Is there like two of me? Somehow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like looking at it. I'm like, what on earth? I'm like, I'm not that drunk.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Your dad?
Dude, if Richie wins again, people might get pissed. Dad, if you win again, I don't know, man. Though he won for the first time in 28 races yesterday.
He just leads the whole race.
He's leading it, man. I don't know who that duck is right next to Flash. Mike Van Leuven, interesting spot. Philip B.
Goots.
18 seconds. Richie's running the hell of a race here. Who's this? Isaac Hernandez. Come on, Hernandez. 7 seconds. Somebody's got to make a move. Somebody's got to make a move. Yoda Jenkins.
Bob the Builder. Can he fix it? Bob the Builder.
Yoda.
Yes, he can.
Yoda Jenkins.
Jenkins.
What's that from? Here we go.
Jenkins.
Yoda, where the hell are you? Am I tripping? Oh, jeez. Honestly, Yoda, I was looking for a different picture. Congrats, my good sir. Yoda, if you could please confirm with me down below that you just received $360, that would be much appreciated. $360. Nice.
Yeah. I was just making sure because there's people leaving, and I was like,
yeah,
nobody responded.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's like, I'm not getting stuck with it.
Yeah, no, I call people back in. Well, y'all, this is going to be a goodbye for me for a little bit. I will be back on Friday, like I said, briefly from my bachelor party. I'm going to zoom in, party with you guys for a little bit. Make sure you guys show Chuggs a lot of love. You will get a video from me, obviously, tomorrow. I will give you guys, you'll have videos every single day that I'm gone. I don't want you to think just because I'm gone doesn't mean that, the videos will stop. That's not what we do here. We put out a video every day on this channel for almost 4 years at this point. Chuggs is going to do a video for you guys Thursday.
Do you think that streak will ever end?
Probably at some day. I mean, I hope it doesn't. You just never know. Life can throw you a bunch of curveballs. Like, you never know. I'm going to try to keep it rolling, though, as long as I can. I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time we didn't have a video go out. It's legit. It's about 3.5 years at this point. Yoda, I am going to party. I'm going to have a good time. I've been looking forward to my bachelor party for a while. But like I said, make sure you guys show Chuggs a lot of love. He's going to be making quite a bit of videos for y'all. I'll see you guys Friday. And the next time I'll be live here in studio will be Tuesday.
We did it for my bachelor party. So I want to do it for Mitch. If you can, I want everybody to send Mitch $5-10 just for a drink this weekend. I want him to get so schwiggity-schwacked, wasted this weekend. If you can, I want everybody to buy him one drink for his bachelor party because we're all a nation. We're all trying to get Mitch the right send-off into the worst part of his life, which is going to be marriage. So we got to send him off right.
Yeah.
Everybody, if you could, buy Mitch a drink this weekend and give him your condolences for what he's about to go through for the rest of his life.
Well, I'll put my Venmo on IG. Now, again, you guys do a lot of crazy shit on this show. Don't feel obligated to do it. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, it would be appreciated. And, we don't keep any of the super chats. We don't keep any of the Venmo. That always goes back to getting you guys more content. But, hey, if I'm not here, I get to keep it then. So, obviously, I would appreciate it. But, again, I don't want anybody to feel obligated to do that. You guys already do so much here.
Buy him a Mai Tai. And if you send him, tell him what drink he has to get, and he has to get it with that Venmo. Like if you want him to get a Mai Tai, if you want him to get a Mai Tai, send him $5-10. Say Mai Tai.
It's my 30th Mai Tai. It's just like
Pina colada, tequila shot. Tell him what you want him to drink.
Wow. The New Orleans Saints have hired Dave Ziegler. The Saints hired Dave Ziegler as their personnel advisor.
An adios MFer, a milk and whiskey shot, Long Island iced tea.
He joins the Saints, Dave Ziegler. That's kind of crazy, man. That's kind of crazy.
Send him all the Rumplemint shots.
I don't want Rumplemints. No, I don't want Rumplemints. I'm drinking nothing but daiquiris, mezcal, all that type of good on my trip. I'll miss you guys. I will. But like I said, I'll be tuning in on Friday. I'm probably going to be feeling pretty good.
I'll have 5 buttery nipples.
What do you want to drink? All right, y'all. I'll see you guys on Friday. Chuggs, hold it down. Nation, peace out.